Nation first. The Nationalist Collective is a very clear and sharp movement, presents the spirit of a new India which stands by what is right, does what is right, and raises its voice for what is right. Remember, this country is safe only if it is in the hands of nationalists. This country will grow only if nation first becomes our principal motto, where the only ism that matters is nationalism. Join the Nationalist Collective. It is going to be the largest non-political movement in this country.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Watching 6 Stories at 6 with me, Akansha Khajuria, and this evening we begin with a shocker coming in from Pune in Maharashtra. Remember the boy who mowed down 2 people with his Porsche? He has gotten another relief. We'll speak to the defense lawyer of this case, and up next, Sare Jahan Se Acha echoes as Shubhanshu Shukla has returned back to the earth. In a temporary respite to Indian nurse Nimisha, her execution has now been postponed. Also, S. Jaishankar is in China where he met with his counterpart. We will tell you what he said there. And Tesla has opened the first showroom in the country, entering India after much back and forth in the last few years. And finally, King Charles III met with our cricket team in England, and we will show you the visuals that have come in from there. Let's get started. In fact, let's start with the Pune shocker. Remember that teenager who was asked to write a 300-word essay after he rammed his Porsche, killing 2 innocent people. Now, the Juvenile Justice Board has ordered that he will now be tried as a minor, not as an adult, meaning that he will be let off the charges with much less punishment. And the board has rejected Pune police plea that he be tried as an adult, as he has committed a heinous crime of not only killing 2 innocent people but also tampering with the evidence. Now, in May last year, a Porsche driver, in fact, it was driven by a drunk 17-year-old boy, fatally knocked down software professionals who were on a bike in Pune, and there was national outrage after the boy was granted bail by the Juvenile Justice Board within hours of the crash and asked to write a 300-word essay on the road safety. Now, we will in fact be joining by the defense lawyer Prashant Patil. But before that, let's tell you what has happened in the last 1 year. In the last 1 year, the trial hasn't started just yet. The family is irked by this new order that has come through the Juvenile Justice Board that has said that this teenager, who was a teenager last year, in fact, should now be tried as a minor. And the parents are in shock as far as this order is concerned. But this order rejects the plea that has been filed by the Pune police that this person be tried as an adult, as he has done the heinous crime. He has not only killed 2 innocent people, but he along with his family, they've tampered with the evidence as well as far as this entire case is concerned. In fact, we've been taking you through what has happened in the last 1 year. There have been several attempts to cover up, and we've been telling you what has happened. Driver was falsely named by the family. In the last 1 year, there was a bit to cover up the investigation in this case as well. And those there on the screen, you can see those are the 2 people who lost their life. Blood sample was swapped by the doctors as well. There is a bit to cover up the case, and hence the Pune police moved the Juvenile Justice Board, and they said that the teenager, who was a teenager last year, should be tried as an adult. In fact, now this plea has been rejected by the Juvenile Justice Board, which has said that, in fact, this boy will have to be tried as a minor, which means that he will be let off the charges with a very less punishment is what we are learning. We've been speaking to the family members that they're not happy with this recent order that has come in, because not just this, in the last 1 year, there's been several attempts to, in fact, hide a lot of things as far as this case is concerned. In fact, shifting our focus, astronaut Shubhanshu Shukla, who created history by becoming the first ever Indian to set foot on International Space Station, has come back to the Earth, and SpaceX Dragon spacecraft with Shubhanshu Shukla and 3 other astronauts on the Axiom-4 mission made the splashdown in California today at 3 p.m. and he spent 18 days in space, conducted science experiments. Let's now show you the visuals of his parents tearing up and cutting cake after the splashdown. Have a look at these amazing visuals which came in after the splashdown at 3 o'clock today.
Congratulations, Team Axiom. Congratulations, ISRO. Bharat has today truly found an enduring space in the world of space. It's a moment of pride for the whole world and a moment of glory for India as one of her illustrious sons returns back after accomplishing a successful voyage and after having conducted some of the very vital life-bearing experiments never done before. And therefore, as I said, today indeed Bharat has found an enduring space in the world of space.
And for more on this, let me go across to Dr. S.R. Vilanki, former Associate Director at ISRO. Thank you so much for speaking to Republic TV. Now that there's been a splashdown, Shubhanshu Shukla is in fact back on Earth. Tell us how his health will be monitored in the coming days. As we saw during the case of Sunita William as well, her health was monitored for 45 days. So take us through how his health will be monitored this time.
Yeah, good afternoon to all of you. Congratulations to the ISRO and the nation all together for the fantastic experiment where Shubhanshu Shukla has been brought back to the earth. And if you look at the milestones while bringing the Shubhanshu Shukla Dragon flight from ISS to ground, it is a nice one. There is no event at all. It went on very well like textbook. There was a phasing burn. After undocking, there was a phasing burn and followed by the deorbit burn and the trunk jettisoning and the re-entry with the drogue parachutes, followed by main parachutes and splashdown and recovery. And the moment they brought down to the, let us say, the Californian coast of San Diego, and all the crew members will be moved to the quarantine room. Actually, they will be quarantined for a week, and before quarantining them, the preliminary health checks will be carried out by the doctors, panel of doctors, and then they will be put in the quarantine room. And in the meanwhile, during that process, they will come to know how to, let us say, bring their normal life when the gravity is present. These are the activities going to be there. And health is concerned because their stay was only 18 days. And it is not like, let us say, a few months where earlier astronauts have stayed. And then, after coming back, the practice of, let us say, following the gravity once they come back to the Earth is going to be time-taking activity. But in this case, probably in a week's time, they will be normal, in my opinion, because the moment I saw some of the earlier similar astronauts where they have stayed a week or 10 days and they have been brought to let us say, practicing the gravity on Earth for their daily activities very well. So taking that into account, their health monitoring as well as, let us say, a few training will for 4 to 5 days to bring back to normalcy on gravity mode. His health is concerned because they are subjected to the microgravity, the muscles, the cardiovascular system, the bone, the effects point of view. The study will be made, and then they have carried some experiments there related to the diabetes and as well as the Voyager displays. The Voyager displays are nothing but the dashboards related to the let us say ISS and many other things. Where on the microgravity, your let us say inference and let us say understanding the system, are there going to be any difference between the presence of gravity and non-microgravity? Those things were already done there. After coming back to the Earth, they have to get back the normalcy of understanding of many things about what they are used to do earlier. So these things will be made, let us say, understood very clearly, and then in a week's time, in my opinion, they will be all right.
Absolutely. So their health will be monitored for the next 7 days, and it remains to be seen when they will adapt to the gravity now that they are back to the Earth. Thanks so much, sir, for speaking to Republic TV. Now, shifting our focus, there is a breather in nick of time for Indian nurse Nimisha Priya as her execution in Yemen has been postponed. Just 24 hours before the execution, it has been deferred. And remember, the nurse's family was trying to negotiate a blood money deal with the family of the murder victim so that Priya could be pardoned under the Sharia law. They had offered 8 crore rupees to the victim's family and even sought Supreme Court's intervention yesterday. The Indian government too was rendering all the possible assistance in the matter and made concerted efforts in the last 2 weeks. Now, this has come as a major relief for Nimisha Priya and family, as they will now get more time to reach a mutually agreeable solution with the victim's family. And we'll get you more details, and we'll also be joined by Nimisha's lawyer Subhash Chandra in just some time. But let me tell you what has happened in the last few days. We're learning that Nimisha Priya was to be executed on July 16, that is in the next 24 hours. But just in the nick of time, we're learning that execution has been deferred. It has been postponed, and this is a huge relief for Nimisha Priya and the family. In fact, this is as far as the execution of Nimisha Priya is concerned. She is accused of murder in Yemen, and her execution was to take place on July 16. But just few moments, just few hours before that, now what we're learning is that now it has been deferred. And this will give a lot of time to the family members also to, in fact, do the blood money deal with the family of the murder victim as well. They had offered 8.6 crore rupees under the Sharia law to let Priya off the hook as far as her execution is concerned. So this is a temporary relief for Nimisha Priya as far as her execution is concerned. So there on the screen, you can see that as far as Nimisha Priya is concerned, she is facing death in Yemen, a death penalty there. She is accused of murdering a Yemeni citizen in 2017. She's been jailed since 2017 for murdering a Yemeni national, and she was to be executed tomorrow. But now there's a temporary relief for her and her family. And we must also talk about the intervention of the central government as far as this entire execution is concerned. Now let me go across to, in fact, lawyer, advocate Subhash Chandra, who joins us live in the broadcast with more details. Advocate Subhash, you are representing Nimisha Priya in the case. There's a temporary relief that will give time to the family to settle the case with that of the victim's family. Tell us and give us your first reaction to this.
First of all, we would like to thank of Yemen, the people of Yemen, the administration and the judicial system of Yemen for granting more time for staying this and granting more time to the family of Miss Nimisha Priya for the blood money negotiation. So we are also expressing our thanks to the government of India and the grant of the Mr. Kandapuram Abu Bakar Musliar, who led the blood money negotiation or the negotiation process with the counterparts in Yemen. So we are hopeful now. We can convince the victim's family, and we can have a proper fruitful negotiation with the victim's family and save Nimisha Priya.
Absolutely. This is a temporary respite for the family. Now, in fact, you have offered 8.6 crore rupees as blood money to the victim's family. Have they accepted it till now? Because the ball is in the court of the family only. So give us update on that as well.
No, that was a offer from Samuel Jerome. We have not offered any official amount yet because the family has not come till yesterday. Even yesterday, the victim's family has not come to the negotiation table. And with the intervention of the Grand Mufti, Mr. Kandapuram Abu Bakar Musliar, we could make a hotline with the victim's family, and with the help of some Muslim clerics from Yemen also. They supported us, and some senior officials from the Yemeni government and the judicial officers from Yemeni government. They also supported us for to establishing a hotline with the victim's family. So yes, there were some negotiations yesterday, and today morning also we had a negotiation with the victim's brother. And but we will have to convince the entire family. According to Sharia law, a single person cannot take a decision on the blood money issue. The entire family has to come together and accept it. So we will have to have more negotiation with the entire family members, and by this order, staying of this execution order, we will be getting more time to negotiate with the family. So in coming days, we hopeful we can seek the pardon from the victim's family, and means offer the blood money means from our side.
Absolutely. So temporary relief to the Indian nurse, Nimisha Priya. Thank you so much for speaking to Republic TV. Now, shifting our focus, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has visited China for the first time since 2020, attending the SCO Foreign Ministers meeting. And his visit follows that of Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, who was in China just a few weeks earlier. And the diplomatic engagements come at a time when both India and China appear to be exploring avenues for stabilizing their strained relationship. Now, during this visit, Minister Jaishankar held a discussion with Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi and also met with the President as well. And in his talk, S. Jaishankar emphasized that India and China relationship must be anchored in mutual respect and mutual interest, also adding that the differences between the two countries should not escalate into disputes. In fact, Chinese Foreign Minister also referred to the bilateral relationship as the dragon-elephant dance, advocating for greater trust between the two sides rather than suspicion. He also underlined that India and China relationship should be shaped independently without the influence of any third country. Listen in.
And major economies in the world today, there are various facets and dimensions of our ties. Measures towards normalizing our people-to-people exchanges can certainly foster mutually beneficial cooperation. It is also essential in this context that restrictive trade measures and roadblocks are avoided. I hope to discuss these issues with you in further detail.
Now, shifting our focus, Tesla has officially made its debut in the Indian market with the launch of its first showroom at Mumbai's Bandra Kurla complex. Inaugurating the showroom, Maharashtra Chief Minister said that India will be one of the best markets for Tesla. Here's more.
Elon Musk's Tesla has finally made its long-awaited debut in India. The EV maker has opened its first showroom in Mumbai's Bandra Kurla complex. Tesla has begun its India journey with the Model Y SUV. It is offering two variants to Indian buyers, Model Y rear wheel drive for rupees 60 lakh and Model Y long range RWD for 68 lakh rupees. This is a major milestone for Elon Musk entering the world's third largest car market after years of back and forth. At the showroom launch, Maharashtra Chief Minister expressed confidence that India will emerge as one of Tesla's strongest markets.
I think this is not just inauguration of an experience center, but it is a statement that Tesla has arrived, a statement that Tesla has arrived in the right city, in the right state. That is the state of Maharashtra and the city of Mumbai, which is the entrepreneur capital of India, not just financial, commercial and entertainment capital, but also the entrepreneur capital of India. We are very happy that you are here, and I'm sure that the people of Mumbai and the people of India are going to love Tesla, and you will have one of your best market in India.
Tesla's formal entry comes after years of delays, tax talks and tweets, but the EV giant now plans to expand with more showrooms likely on the way. Tesla's first showroom is open and the race to go electric just shifted gears.
And now let's tell you about the Royal Meetup. In fact, Indian cricket team, they are in England tour, and as per the English tradition, the visiting team meets with the royal family of England at St. James Palace. King Charles III met with the Indian cricket team led by Shubman Gill and women's team led by Harmanpreet Kaur. The Indian team interacted with King Charles and shared a laugh too. Have a look at these visuals.
I hope he doesn't interrupt the training.
Just finished a match yesterday, so it was.
And I saw it on the news.
He scored a sensational motor runs.
Wasn't it? With the ball, didn't it? Spin. And then went and hit the...
It's a game of cricket.
I remember that terrible feeling. Anyway, I'm sure you're going to do it. I'm sure. I see why he's like the young people in training.
And this is all we could pack for you in this bulletin of 6 at 6. We'll be back tomorrow with more such stories. Till then, keep watching Republic TV.
Kavod Yatra nameplate row reaches Supreme Court. Supreme Court sends notice to UP government over the QR code on eateries order. Why shouldn't eateries display name of owners? Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, masscom, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
Sarah, this is your space, play it your way.
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में हाइकिंग स्टिक भी बन सकती है।
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
Copy. Main chute descent rate nominal 1,000 meters for driving.
We copy 1,000 meters.
Great visual confirmation as well as those comms that the 4 main parachutes have deployed. Again, we are going to be slowing down the vehicle from 350 miles per hour all the way down to just about 15, 16 miles per hour by the time that the vehicle touches down and splashes down into the ocean.
For its water landing.
And it's a little foggy, as you can see there.
Yeah, Pacific fog is rolling in.
We've got some very bright lights as Dragon, you can see the ocean there. Dragon is about to touch down in just a few seconds here.
And working their way towards the vehicle are the SpaceX and Axiom support teams that will be present for the next phase of our splashdown coverage today. At this point, we'll be waiting for confirmation of the crew's safe landing, and then we'll move into the phases of this mission, which are really, let's recover the vehicle, let's recover the crew, let's make our assessments, and at that point, we'll be covering it.
Accused to be tried as a juvenile. 2 dead but drunk driver to be tried as a minor. Justice delayed and denied in Pune Porsche case again. Debating tonight at 8 p.m.
Play it your way. Sarah, this is your space, play it your way.
Hi, this is Chef Ranveer Brar. Guarantee you brilliance on behalf of IIHM.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
मिलने की मुलाकात है, अभी तक जो है आने की वो थी, अब मिलने की अपेक्षा है। बस जितनी जल्दी मिलेंगे उतनी जल्दी मिलेंगे हमसे।
The reason we've launched the Nationalist Collective is because we believe it is time now for a group of ideologically driven Indians to drive the destiny of our country. For far too long, people who have had interests inimical to national interest have held sway. We need to put nationalism first, nation first. The Nationalist Collective is a very clear and sharp movement, presents the spirit of a new India which stands by what is right, does what is right, and raises its voice for what is right. Remember, this country is safe only if it is in the hands of nationalists. This country will grow only if nation first becomes our principal motto, where the only ism that matters is nationalism. Join the Nationalist Collective. It is going to be the largest non-political movement in this country.
Hi there, welcome back. India's space ambitions are one notch closer with the Axiom mission and its commander, Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla, back with a lot of learnings which will help India's Gaganyaan mission. And also, in another development, Parliament's Monsoon Session dates have been announced. We are focusing on those. Let's begin with the headlines.
And we've got our pilot, Shubhanshu Shukla, as our second crew member exiting the spacecraft. And some big smiles, as you said.
India's space hero Shubhanshu Shukla returns to Earth with a wide smile.
So he'll be moving out to Houston. He'll arrive there close to midnight by Indian time today. Then he'll be spending a week in discussion with Team ISRO. Then about 2 weeks having separate sessions with all the partners, the Axiom, SpaceX, NASA. Maybe he'll be in Delhi by 17th of August.
Group Captain Shukla is expected to be in Delhi on 17th of August. Prime Minister congratulates Shukla, says he has inspired a billion dreams. Juvenile Justice Board rejects police plea in Pune Porsche hit and run case. Minor won't be tried as adult. Notice to Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand government over their orders to put nameplates on and QR codes in front of eateries. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar calls upon SCO to take uncompromising position on terror, says Pahalgam attack was deliberately conducted to divide. All right, friends, let's begin with a breaking news and interesting one with Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Chandrababu Naidu, wading into the language row. He has said while speaking at an event in New Delhi that while Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao learnt 17 languages, we are questioning the importance of learning Hindi. Naidu defended learning Hindi and added that today we are all talking about why we should learn Hindi. The former Prime Minister Narasimha Rao was a scholar of 17 languages. He did not just learn Hindi, but other languages too, and that's how he became a great man and a statesman. Chandrababu Naidu there drawing out from the Andhra legacy, and Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao, who was a polyglot, and Chandrababu Naidu there giving a new dimension to the language debate in the country, with every state having its version of their mother tongue and fighting or contesting Hindi. Let's listen to what Chandrababu Naidu said.
Because we are all one state, from Telugu state at that time,
I had a very good equation with him. I know him very well. He was a great statesman and also visionary. The Telugu community is proud of him. He was a true Telugu Bidda who reshaped the destiny of our great nation. Born in a humble family, that to farming family, he showed brilliance from a young age. He was a student leader, a freedom fighter, a scholar fluent in 17 languages. Now we are all talking, why should we learn Hindi? Not only he learned Hindi, he has learned 17 languages. That is how he has become a great man.
All right, Aneri Shah joins us live. Aneri, one Telugu Bidda recalling another Telugu Bidda and mentioning, I think he's just making light of the language row. Why do you think Chandrababu Naidu chose New Delhi to speak about this? Is there an issue there in Andhra Pradesh also, or is Chandrababu Naidu actually taking the statesman's route on this whole issue?
Well, we have been seeing that since the time there is NDA government in the state of Andhra Pradesh, we have been seeing that Chandrababu Naidu and Pawan Kalyan also have been time and again talking about the importance of Hindi language and why should we not learn Hindi language is the larger question that earlier Pawan Kalyan had also asked. And today we see that Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister, while attending a program of P.V. Narasimha Rao, ceremonial program there in the national capital, we see Chandrababu Naidu pointing out at P.V. Narasimha Rao's importance and also how he had learned 17 languages, and now we are questioning the language Hindi, and as we have been seeing that how there has been an ongoing language roar where every state has been talking about their own mother tongue. Chandrababu Naidu says that why not learn Hindi, and he also points out that how P.V. Narasimha Rao had known 17 languages and still today we are questioning Hindi. He also knew Hindi, but then he also knew other 17 languages. But it is right now important to see how Andhra Pradesh has been pushing forward the importance of Hindi, and we have been seeing that how there has been a language roar that has been going on all across the country as well.
All right. Andhra Chief Minister, they are getting into the language row, but in fact taking a position which sort of makes light of the kind of trench warfare that's going on in some states, including in Tamil Nadu and Maharashtra and even Karnataka. Moving on for now, in the case of Nimisha Priya, the Kerala nurse who was on a death row in Yemen, it has been learned that the local authorities in the country have postponed the execution scheduled for July 16, that's tomorrow. The Government of India, which has since the beginning of the case been rendering all possible assistance in the matter, has made concerted efforts in recent days to seek more time for the family of Nimisha to reach a mutually agreeable solution with the other party. Despite the sensitivities involved, Indian officials have been in regular touch with the local jail authorities and the prosecutor's office, leading to securing this postponement. Some role, of course, coming in also from the Grand Mufti of Kerala, and he leveraged his personal connections in Yemen, AP Abu Bakr Mosalyar, and that's led to this postponement and possible sparing of the life of the Indian nurse in Yemen. Let's listen to the chief negotiator on what he had to say on this development.
The Embassy of India in Saudi Arabia, the local staff, and Sheikh Abdul Malik Nahia. Sheikh Abdul Malik Nahia was the person who was able to go over the public prosecutor's office, North Yemen, Al-Houthis president, to go and get this permission. And the government of India helped with all the interventions that they have to do, and that was what this was achieved. And the local staff of the embassy came with us to the public prosecutor office. We gave the paper and everything went on well. This is what happened. Everything else is fake news. This is the fact. I had this, you have to understand, we had this news since Sunday.
All right, moving on to a breaking news development coming in connection with the incident at the Iscon Toronto Rath Yatra annual parade. An official statement has come in from the Iscon Communications North America, and during the annual parade, multiple eggs were thrown from a residential balcony onto the public street where thousands of parade goers had gathered. Iscon has strongly condemned the disrespectful and potentially dangerous act, and they have further reiterated that there is no place for such behavior in a multicultural and tolerant society like Canada. They have urged the people responsible be held accountable under applicable laws. Canada again becoming a picture of lawlessness there, with some elements inimical to the interests of India-Canada relationship, and specifically targeting the Hindu community there, and through this Rath Yatra again throwing a challenge to the Canadian state to take on them. We have, in fact, Sanga Bajad joining us from Canada on this. Sangana, these incidents keep happening. Brampton, Surrey, and in this case, Toronto. Please tell us what's been the response of the Canadian authorities since this incident happened 24 hours back?
Well, officially, nobody has reached out to me. But this is the first time I have faced something like this here in Toronto. And the Rath Yatra was going quite peacefully. We were quite happy, enjoying, chanting bhajan, singing, dancing. And suddenly at one point, eggs were thrown at us from a nearby building. And it was quite shocking.
Who do you think was behind this? Who all are these people who were targeting the Rath Yatra?
I have no clue about that. Like I said, this is the first time I witnessed something like this in front of me. So we all were quite shocked and hurt at that time, and we have no clue who did this.
Okay, but has there been a formal complaint made, Sangana, with the police, with the RCMP?
I think so. The volunteers must have done that, but officially nobody has reached out to me, and I have no clue about that.
You mean to say officially nobody from the authorities or the police, in case there is a complaint, have reached out to you for your account?
Yes, not yet. Right.
Which just means that the process is a little slow. But Sangana, before I let you go, is there a general sense of unhappiness and dismay in the Hindu community in Canada that this was allowed to happen?
Well, yes, people are quite hurt, and I have been getting a lot of messages since I posted this video, and we are all united in this. People are sending a lot of love and support, and definitely this was a very disheartening incident that happened, and it shouldn't have happened.
Right, absolutely, and hopefully the authorities will wake up and take note of this. Thank you so much, Sanga Bajad, there joining us from Canada. Moving on, another breaking news development, important one on politics. The Monsoon Session of Parliament is scheduled to be held between July 21 and August 21, and there will be a total of 21 sittings through that month. And no sittings would be held between August 12 and August 18. Remember, that's also the Independence Day week. And during the entire session, 7 pending bills have been listed for consideration and passing, even as 8 new bills are listed for introduction. And then, of course, consideration and passing. So a total of 15 bills on the agenda, 21 sittings, 1 month-long monsoon session with a week-long break in between for the Independence Day festivities. That's how the monsoon session is lined up. And these are the details about Parliament's monsoon session. We'll try and connect with our executive editor politics just in a bit. Aishwarya Kapoor joining us over the phone with more details. He perhaps can help us understand what are these bills coming, 7 of them from the last session and 8 new bills. That would be an interesting legislative agenda for the government, even as the controversies around politics generally get reflected during the Parliament session. Also remember, this is the first Parliament session happening after the Operation Sindoor. So you can expect that the government would make an official statement on the operation, and in fact the fact that it's an ongoing operation, whatever the government wants to share with the nation at large through the parliament. Moving on for now. Another breaking news. An MLA's son has come under scrutiny after allegedly hitting a police constable with his car. The CCTV footage shows the vehicle crashing into an electric pole at high speed. The incident has happened on the night of 13th of July when a speeding SUV without number plate tries to crush the constables who were spending the night out there performing their duty. These are pictures from Alirajpur in Madhya Pradesh, captured on CCTV cameras. The police were at the city square in Alirajpur carrying out their responsibilities. The incident is being reported at the main intersection of the Alirajpur bus stand, in which Pushparat Singh, the son of Jobat MLA, Sena Patel from Congress, has been accused of trying to crush the constables. Satyaprakash joins us. Satyavijay joins us live from Bhopal on this, since the story is from Madhya Pradesh. Satyavijay, please tell us, was this a deliberate act or was this a case of drunken driving? Because it's clear that the speed at which the car comes and the manner in which it ramps into the electric pole, not noticing that the constables are standing there seems to be something amiss. ये जो घटना हुई है, इसके पीछे क्या सत्य सामने आ रहा है, सत्यविजय?
जी देखिए, मध्य प्रदेश के अलीराजपुर से ये बड़ा घटनाक्रम सामने आया है, जहां पर कि कांग्रेस विधायक, जोवट से कांग्रेस विधायक है सेना पटेल, उनका बेटा है पुष्पराज पटेल, जो कि बिना नंबर की गाड़ी से चल रहा था। फॉर्च्यूनर गाड़ी थी। देर रात 13 तारीख की ये घटना है। देर रात जब पुलिस ने इस गाड़ी को रोकने की कोशिश की, पुलिस ने, आप सीसीटीवी फुटेज देखेंगे कि पुलिस ने इशारा किया, उसे रोकने की कोशिश की, तो ये जो पुष्पराज पटेल है, इसने पुलिसकर्मियों पर ही गाड़ी चढ़ा दी और इसकी रफ्तार इतनी ज्यादा थी कि अगर जो पुलिसकर्मी है वो वहां से कूदकर अपनी जान नहीं बचाते तो उनकी जान भी जा सकती थी। हालांकि इस मामले में एक आरक्षक घायल है, जिसकी शिकायत पर पुलिस ने प्रकरण दर्ज कर लिया है। इस मामले में जो पुष्पराज पटेल है उसकी अभी तक गिरफ्तारी नहीं हुई, वो फरार है। और बड़ी बात है कि पुष्पराज पटेल जो है, जो कि सेना पटेल कांग्रेस से विधायक उनका बेटा है, ये आदतन इस तरह के अपराधों में लिप्त रहा है। इससे पहले भी उसके ऊपर कई केस दर्ज हो चुके हैं। वहीं पुष्पराज पटेल के पिता यानी कि कांग्रेस विधायक के पति ये कह रहे हैं कि पुलिस ने जानबूझकर इस तरह की सरकार के दबाव में धाराएं लगाई है, क्योंकि वो कांग्रेस से बिलोंग करते हैं और वो हाईकोर्ट जाने की बात कर रहे हैं। लेकिन फुटेज में आप देखिए कि पुलिसकर्मी एक बिना नंबर की गाड़ी को रोकने की कोशिश करती है, इशारा करती है। ऐसे में अगर पुष्पराज की कोई गलती नहीं थी तो उसे वहां रुक जाना था, क्योंकि आशंका ये भी है कि पुष्पराज पटेल जो है वो, ये आशंका है कि चूंकि अभी उसका मेडिकल नहीं हुआ, वो गिरफ्तार नहीं हुआ, आशंका है कि वो शराब के नशे में भी था और उसने जानबूझकर गाड़ी से आश्चर्यों को चलने की कोशिश की और इसीलिए अब वो भागा हुआ है। उसकी गिरफ्तारी के लिए पुलिस की टीम लगातार एक्शन में है, कोशिश की जा रही है कि जल्दी इस आरोपी को गिरफ्तार किया जा सके।
All right, thank you so much, Satyavijay, there bringing us the details about this CCTV cam footage, which clearly shows a case of a man driving recklessly and injuring police. Moving on, over 1 billion Indians, multinational space agencies, ISRO, NASA, ESA, SpaceX, all waited with bated breath as a Dragon capsule entered the Earth's atmosphere. It was dreams fulfilled, future missions secured, and a hero back home. The splashdown has started a new chapter of India's space story. Here's how it all started. The experiments, the splashdown, and the history scripted by the Shuk's mission. Take a look.
Dragon copies, automated chute deployed.
History touched down in the vast blue expanse of the Pacific Ocean.
On behalf of SpaceX, welcome home.
India's pride, Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla has returned home, not just from space, but from the edge of human possibilities. With that splash, a new chapter has been written in India's space story. A journey that began with a delayed launch has culminated into a heroic homecoming. On 25th June, the Falcon 9 rocket lifted off with 1 billion dreams and aspirations. Aboard the module, a mission of science, of endurance, one that holds key to future space missions. Group Captain Shukla represented a country that's fast becoming a force in space, from observing cosmic radiation to monitoring health vitals. Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla carried out 7 key experiments. These experiments are very instrumental for future manned missions to space, because these experiments focused on enhancing sustainability hold the key to surviving long missions beyond the moon and the International Space Station.
Dragon will also execute a phasing burn.
He carried the tricolor beyond Earth, conducted critical experiments in the orbit, and today history has been scripted. As the re-entry window opened, heat shields braced for impact.
And while we are in a blackout period, this is an excellent view, seeing Dragon from the ground as it's re-entering back into Earth's atmosphere.
Parachutes deployed in a flawless precision and sequence.
Excellent view. Great view. Drogue parachutes are deployed.
And just like that, over the calm blue expanse of the ocean, there was a historic splashdown.
You can see the ocean there. Dragon is about to touch down in just a few seconds here. And we have splashdown of the AX-4 crew back on planet Earth.
Welcome home.
Recovery teams moved in fast. All vital checks were done.
I will let you know when we are ready for translation across the deck to the egress platform.
The Dragon capsule then stabilized, making way for the hatch opening.
The hatch is open and ground crews are making first contact with the Axiom 4 crew.
And there it was, the first glimpse of India's space hero, Shuk's, and his Axiom colleagues.
And we've got our pilot, Shubhanshu Shukla, as our second crew member exiting the spacecraft. And some big smiles, as you said.
India watched with bated breath. Shubhanshu Shukla's family was emotional. Tears of joy rolled down the cheeks of his mother.
ईश्वर को धन्यवाद करते हैं, सभी लोगों का मतलब आभार प्रकट करते हैं जिन्होंने हमारे बच्चे को आशीर्वाद दिया और मिशन पूरा हुआ, उसके लिए सबको हम आभार प्रकट करते हैं और ईश्वर को धन्यवाद। बहुत खुशी है, हम तो गार्जियन हैं बहुत, और पूरे देश को खुशी है, आप सब लोगों को खुशी है कि बच्चा हमारा वापस सकुशल वापस आ गया।
एक्साइटमेंट की कोई लेवल नहीं, कोई सीमा नहीं, एक्साइटमेंट इतना ज़्यादा है और गर्व भी इतना ज़्यादा है कि वो शब्दों में नहीं बयान कर सकते। हाँ, उस समय थोड़ा सा डर लगा था क्योंकि सुनते यही थे कि आखिरी टाइम में ही गड़बड़ होता जो होता है।
अब इस समय लगेगा मैम, तब तक आप बात।
लेकिन ईश्वर का शुक्र है कि सारी चीज़ें बहुत अच्छे से रही,
सब अच्छे से हो गया। सब ईश्वर साथ में है, ईश्वर ने ही उसको वहाँ पहुँचाया था, उसी की दुआओं से उसी के सब पहुँचाया था, उसी ने सब सुरक्षित लैंड कराया, सब कुछ वही है।
Prime Minister Modi also welcomed Shuk's back to Earth in a social media post. And MOS PMO Dr. Jitendra Singh also hailed our space hero Shubhanshu Shukla.
And indeed, it's a moment of celebration for India and a moment of glory for India, because one of Mother India's illustrious son has come back after having successfully performed a voyage, and more importantly also for having performed some of the first of its kind experiments which were never taken up before. So we are today, India is in a position to say that we were already equal as far as our space achievements and capabilities are concerned, which was more than evident even after Chandrayaan 3. But today we have proved that we can also accept the challenge of performing the maiden experiments, have the courage and conviction, and live up to the role of Vishwa Bandhu, as Prime Minister Modi keeps envisaging for us.
He is not just an astronaut, he is now a national icon, a name etched forever into the constellation of Indian achievement. He carried the tricolour beyond Earth, conducted critical experiments in orbit, and today he returns with data, discoveries, and most of all, dreams fulfilled. It was a moment that belonged to every single Indian, one that will be remembered for generations to come. A moment when science met courage, when mission met milestone, when one man became the face of an entire nation's space ambitions.
And we've got our pilot, Shubhanshu Shukla.
Porsche accused to be tried as a juvenile. 2 dead but drunk driver to be tried as a minor. Justice delayed and denied in Pune Porsche case again. Debating tonight at 8 p.m.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, masscom, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
Sarah, this is your space, play it your way. ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग स्टिक भी बन सकती है।
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
MDH।
We'll see another big smile coming out of the Dragon spacecraft in a moment.
And we've got our pilot, Shubhanshu Shukla, as our second crew member exiting the spacecraft. And some big smiles, as you said.
सब अच्छे से हो गया सब। ईश्वर साथ में है, ईश्वर ने ही उसको वहाँ पहुँचाया था, उसी की दुआओं से उसी के सब पहुँचाया था, उसी ने सब सुरक्षित लैंड कराया, सब कुछ वही है।
नहीं, ये उसकी सफल लैंडिंग के लिए हम ईश्वर को धन्यवाद करते हैं और देशवासियों का, समस्त देशवासियों का और माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी और सभी गणमान्य सदस्यों का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करते हैं। उनको तहे दिल से जो है हम आभार प्रकट करते हैं कि उन्होंने हमारे बच्चे को आशीर्वाद दिया। उनकी दुआओं से, उनके आशीर्वाद से बच्चे का ये मिशन सफल हुआ और सफल मतलब पृथ्वी पर आ गया और यही हमारी इच्छा थी कि मतलब बच्चा सक्षम।
Kavod Yatra nameplate row reaches Supreme Court. Supreme Court sends notice to UP government over the QR code on eateries order. Why shouldn't eateries display name of owners? Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
Sarah, this is your space, play it your way.
Hi, this is Chef Ranveer Brar. Guarantee you brilliance on behalf of IIHM.
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च।
केसरिया से
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
They're all important, and we are now seeing great confirmations of the Dragon spacecraft making its return back to Earth right now.
And while we are in a blackout period, this is an excellent view, seeing Dragon from the ground as it's re-entering back into Earth's atmosphere. Now, that blackout period is expected to conclude at 2.
Commander Peggy Whitson confirming the spacecraft's altitude as it's making its descent into the Pacific Ocean just off the coast of San Diego in Southern California.
Yes, love that it's coming off the coast of my hometown.
600 meters.
600 meters.
And at 600 meters, we're just under a minute before that expected splashdown. The landing in water is a lot simpler and more reliable. Provides a little bit of margin against unlikely parachute issues. We did have to learn how to make Dragon waterproof as we are splashing down into the ocean. But
from Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Hello and welcome. You're watching the Tuesday edition of This Is Exclusive with me, Shubhanshu. Tonight on This Is Exclusive, I come to you with the story of the F-35. It's stranded, grounded for almost a month. What's really wrong with this $88 million powerhouse of a fighter aircraft? Why is it in Kerala even now, inside the hangar? Tonight on This Is Exclusive, we get you full details of a report that has been published in Britain as far as the F-35 is concerned, and also the big story coming up from Pune, the Pune Porsche case, all this and much more. But up first, let me take you through the headlines we're tracking at this hour. Juvenile Justice Board rejects police plea in Pune Porsche hit and run case. Minor won't be tried as an adult. British fighter jet F-35 stranded in Kerala for almost a month. Audit report exclusively accessed by Republic lays bare fault lines in the program.
And we've got
India's space hero Shubhanshu Shukla returns to Earth with a wide smile. Prime Minister congratulates Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla, says he has inspired a billion dreams. A British Royal Navy F-35B Lightning II fighter jet that made an emergency landing in Kerala in June after suffering a hydraulic failure has been parked at the Thiruvananthapuram International Airport for almost a month now. On 6th of July, 3 weeks after the aircraft made an emergency landing, the fighter jet was towed to a hangar to fix engineering issues and hydraulic snag. The British crew has been trying to get on the bonnet of the aircraft and fix it. However, it appears unlikely that the fighter jet will be able to fly back on its own. Before I take you to the full details of the story, the mystery behind this Royal Navy aircraft, the very fact that it was part of an exercise and the exercise had already completed. Even after that, it had taken off from the aircraft. The aircraft had taken off from the fighter planes. And the fact of the matter is this, that for the longest time, there was no clarity as to why at all did it actually get off the aircraft carrier, even after the exercise was completed. And it turns out that the British did not really want any sort of an assistance coming in from India because as per the charter. But the question still remains that if the exercise was over, why did this fighter jet really take off from the aircraft carrier? Number one. Number two, what really is taking so much of time? Over a month, this particular fighter jet has been stranded. For the longest time, it was out in the open. Finally, after much request, Britishers have now accepted the request and have moved the aircraft inside a hangar, where you have had their engineering department taking a look at what's really gone wrong. Tonight on This Is Exclusive, we tell you what's really gone wrong. But before that, take a look at this full report.
The British Royal Navy F-35 Lightning fighter jet that made an emergency landing in Kerala in June after suffering a hydraulic failure has been parked at the Thiruvananthapuram International Airport for a month now. On 6th July, 3 weeks after the aircraft made an emergency landing, the fighter jet was towed to a hangar to fix engineering issues and hydraulic snag.
The F-35B fighter jet that was grounded in the Thiruvananthapuram International Civil Airport on June 14th continues to be in the airport. It has been understood that there is a problem with the hydraulic system of this particular flight, because of which it has been grounded. It had made an emergency landing on June 14th, Saturday night at the Thiruvananthapuram International Airport, and in fact all support was given by the Indian government. However, many days there has been a fiasco that the fighter pilot in fact refused to move away from this flight and refused the Indian authorities request to move it to a hangar as well.
The British crew has been trying to get on the bonnet of the aircraft and fix it. However, it appears unlikely that the fighter jet will be able to fly back on its own. Since India does not operate F-35, special equipment had been flown in to move the aircraft into a hangar. However, it appears that the plane might not be able to fly back on its own power. The crew might have to dismantle and bundle the fighter jet into a larger aircraft. British technicians have been considering taking the F-35B home in a C-17 Globemaster military transport aircraft. The pilot, facing low fuel levels and adverse weather conditions, opted for an emergency landing at Kerala over a month ago. But this jet that cannot fly seems to now have been grounded in India.
Well, in fact, we have got an exclusive picture of the F-35, which has been stranded inside the hangar. For the first time, a sneak peek into what's really happening inside the hangar. The mystery behind it, the first picture that has now been accessed by Republic TV on your screens. These are the latest images. Can we also remove the date key right now, because that's the latest image of the aircraft inside the hangar. This is the latest image that has been accessed. Can we also make the certain changes on our grid right now with regards to the fact that this is the latest image of the aircraft carrier? This is the Royal Air Force which had landed there, and this on your screens is the first picture of the F-35 inside the hangar. that we have now accessed. Let me also go across to Ashwin, my colleague who's joining us from the Thiruvananthapuram airport right now. Ashwin, latest pictures of the F-35 inside the hangar. I want to ask you, what's really happening? Because it seems that there is a complete meme fest which is going on currently in Kerala, because no one has a clear answer as to whether at all it will be packed up, taken inside the Globemaster and taken back to United Kingdom. Or are they really hoping that it will be able to be in the fit condition to join the aircraft carrier?
Well, Shravan, when the Atlas 400 landed, it came with a crew of 31 members. It had brought in the Lockheed Martin engineers along with it, and also brought some of the sophisticated equipments for repair of this particular aircraft, after which it was moved to a hangar. Now, this has been more than 8 or 9 days since it has been moved to the hangar. We were told by our sources when this entire operations commenced that before July 15th, this will take off on its own. But even today, our sources have confirmed that it is still being delayed. They are saying that there is certainly some kind of a major problem, and the engineers over here are not able to exactly figure out what the problem exactly is. That comes very at a time when such a sophisticated aircraft, a fifth-generation fighter aircraft, with the most modern technology is not being able to repair by itself, is becoming a problem for the matter of concern and embarrassment for the UK as well. So even today, we are trying to confirm. They are saying it is not going to be taking off anytime soon. In fact, when we try to get some information into whether what's the window of possibility, they are saying it is likely to be again, I repeat, likely to move next week only. This is only Tuesday, Shravan, and next week means another 7 to 8 days more. So certainly there is a big issue at hand for the UK to ensure this particular flight has to take off. And it is a matter of pride also, because taking it off in a aircraft carrier, in a jumbo jet, would be embarrassing, because this is a very advanced fighter jet. It has not been able to be repaired, and certainly the authorities are extremely tight-lipped. We are yet to get any information whether this will go to take off on its own in the next few days. It is very unlikely. They have stated that it is only going to take off next week, and that is certainly a cause and an embarrassment for UK. Shravan.
Ashwin, I'll request you to stay on with us because what we are going to do right now is reflect upon the audit report. In fact, this particular F-35, which has been stranded in India since 14th of June after an emergency landing, exposes crippling flaws in UK's £71 billion F-35 program. In fact, the National Audit Office's July 11th report reveals that only 1 in the 3 jets is mission ready. Now, that's far below the RF's targets. Spare parts shortages, lack of engineers, 58% of the supervisory posts unfilled have left the stranded jet unrepaired. This costly humiliation in India with reported hangar fees has indicated deep systemic failures. I'm going to take you through the 11th July audit report that basically exposes the F-35 program in itself. And the reason why you would have essentially seen that the Britishers are extremely guarded as far as this is concerned, because it has costed them a bomb. Let me now quickly take you through the details of this particular report. On your screens right now, the very delayed capability that has now been exposed as far as this 11th July audit report is concerned. This is as per the British National Audit Officer. They say the Spear 3 missile and stealth systems not ready until 2030. Let's move on. Only 1 in 3 F-35 jets are mission ready. It's far below the global target. So you're looking at a major program, the F-35, being completely stopped because of what you're essentially looking at. In fact, this is the chatter within the global community as far as F-35 is concerned. That's the low availability. Personal shortages, that's another allied problem. Severe lack of F-35 pilots and engineers. Recovery not expected before 2029. Now that's as per the British National Audit Report. Then training gaps, pilots fly fewer hours than needed, RAF lacking in instructors. These are problems that have been cited by the British National Audit Office report. Now that's the training gap that you essentially see. And what's the other big problem? Soaring cost. F-35 program's lifetime cost hits about $71 billion, dwarfing original estimates. So there is a massive escalation that you're essentially looking at. I'm now going to go across to Ashwin as well as Ishan, who's both of them are joining us on this broadcast, getting us the latest details. Let me try and see if I can go across to our defense reporter, Ishan. Can we get him on air right now? Ishan, thank you very much for joining us on this broadcast. First, to you with regards to the audit report itself, what does it really highlight, number one? Number two, what is really wrong with the F-35, which is currently grounded in Thiruvananthapuram? I'm also going to go across to Ashwin on this point.
Hi, Shravan. I went through the report. The report clearly states that F-35 has a less than 33% availability currently. Which means that 66% of the aircraft have been grounded due to technical or operational use, and only 33% of the aircraft is available for use. Furthermore, this report also highlights the detailed view where the cost of the program has ballooned, and currently for 35 jets, UK has ended up paying around 11 billion pounds. Furthermore, the final cost of the program is now expected to be around 71 billion pounds, which is much higher than what was previously expected. Apart from this, availability of spare parts is also a very big issue. And the most important issue that is facing is the availability of hangars across the globe, which is a part of the Odin network, as was promised by the United States at time of the signing of the deal. Shravan, furthermore, it is also stated that the aircraft is facing critical shortage of engineers and critical shortage of technicians, especially at senior levels.
Ishan, for getting us the latest details. The F-35, it seemed it's still holidaying in Kerala. It's going to take some time before there is any further change in the status of the F-35, whether it flies back or, for that matter, it is going to still be there. Ladies and gentlemen, as we also get you more details, the only network getting you the first picture of the F-35, the biggest embarrassment that the Britishers essentially face right now. A year after a horrific Porsche crash in Pune claimed the lives of two young tech professionals, Anish Avadia and Ashwini Costa, the Juvenile Justice Board has ruled that the 17-year-old accused, drunk while driving 2.5 crore supercar, will not be tried as an adult. The 19th of May 2024 crash in Kalyani Nagar saw the teen son of a prominent Pune realtor granted bail within hours with lenient conditions like writing a 300-word essay prompting nationwide fury over preferential treatment. Allegation of evidence tampering, including the swapped blood samples, have led to arrests of the teen's parents and hospital staff. Yet the victim's family still await accountability. Now, this shocking miscarriage of justice, coupled with a cover-up attempt, demands a reckoning to ensure no one is above the law. The reality is this, that the government of Maharashtra, and particularly the Pune police, when they have essentially been then investigating this entire matter, has not been able to cover up several gaps in this entire investigation. In fact, joining us on this broadcast is the Special Public Prosecutor. In fact, the Special Public Prosecutor Shishir Hire is joining us on this broadcast. Mr. Hire, let's be very clear. Right from the word go, as far as this investigation is concerned, the Pune police had completely botched up. Let me begin by saying that why is it that the court never questioned as far as the blood tampering issue is concerned? The court never basically looked into allegations against the JJB. The court never looked into the blood samples that were essentially taken. Hence, many would be asking that isn't there something absolutely wrong as far as this order is concerned? The JJB is the same JJB which had basically let off this particular teen by saying that write an essay and it'll all be fine.
No, Shravan, let me clarify one thing. That the Pune police as well as the entire investigating agency has acted very professionally after the happening of the first event whereby two innocents were crushed by this CCL and that particular Porsche car. Thereafter, Pune police as well as the entire investigating agency has acted fabulously in the matter. I would say that this is the first case where I came across that the investigation was done with a proper direction, whereby various scientific evidences were collected. You will imagine the fact that blood sample was
changed.
But Mr.
Hire, I'm given to understand that the prosecutor, which would be you or your office, as well as the investigating officer, they were not present during the bail hearing for the accused.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. My appointment.
You are denying it. You are saying that your team was there.
You're talking about the bail of CCL, or you're talking about the bail of the other persons?
The original bail, and when the accused was present, it appears that at that point in time, the prosecutor was not present, the investigating officer was not present.
Let me clarify one thing. I was appointed somewhere in the August 2024, and thereafter on each and every hearing, myself along with my investigating team, the concerned IO, ACP, Mr. Ingle, even as well as the senior officers, all were present for opposing the bail
Mr.
of
Hire,
all adult
okay,
persons.
you have given yourself the certificate. Can I then ask you?
No, it's not a certificate. It's not a matter of certificate.
No, Mr. Hire, can I ask you, because there is public anger as far as this case is concerned, and the way the Pune police has conducted itself is questionable.
No,
it is very clear that the blood samples were tampered with. What action was really taken, barring the fact that some junior officers were basically suspended?
No, if at all you are talking about the action amongst the police machinery, then it is their superior officers are going to answer this question. But I would like to clarify that once the Pune police has realized that there is a change of the blood sample, all concerns were taken into the custody. Even you will be happy to know that the father, mother of the CCL, along with all parents, those who have changed the blood sample, with the help of the medical authorities as well as with the middlemen, all were under the behind bar. And you will be surprised in a matter of 304 or 304A, where the accident took place and the routine charges.
The bail order, Mr. Hire, the bail order has not been challenged.
No, bail order, if at all you are talking about the CCL, then that particular aspect was seized with Honorable Mumbai High Court. That person was taken into the custody, and thereafter the relatives of that particular fellow had approached Honorable Mumbai High Court, and there was certain judgments from Mumbai High Court also.
Well,
but you can appreciate the beauty that out of 10 adult accused, just Shivani Agrawal, one who is a lady on the ground, she being a lady,
just about 4 months. 4 months.
Yes,
you are basically not looking at pursuing the matter, because the moment he is tried as a minor, he's let off.
No, the thing is that
and a 300-word essay, is that what you are really saying? Can the government of Maharashtra really look into this entire issue? Mr. Hire, you are representing the government, you are representing the Pune police. Hence, I'm asking you this question. What message are you really sending across when you're not even challenging the bail order? Secondly, what message are you really sending across when the same JJB that we are essentially talking about, this is the same JJB that had let off this person just by writing an essay? Bribery allegations have also been leveled against the police.
Shawan, let me speak. Look, we are not governed by the emotions. We are not governed by what is the public perception. We are governed by the statutory provisions. And the provision regarding the heinous offense in that particular act itself is something on the dilute form. The heinous offense is where minimum punishment is more than 7 years.
Mr. Hire, I understand from your position, you are saying that you are not driven by emotions. No one is driven by emotions. But the reality is this. We are talking about a brat, a VVIP brat with a and 17.5 years old. And let me complete, Mr. Hire. You are saying that let's not be emotional about it. Of course, let's not be emotional about it. But the reality is this also. Can you be cognizant of the fact that we are talking about a man who had proximity with someone who is in power? Secondly, the fact that he was driving a super luxurious car, the third that he was underage, the fourth there was an entire system that was actually colluding. The entire system went across and ensured that this person goes scot-free. And the fact that there was tampering, there are allegations of bribery. What more? Should I continue, Mr. Hire? And then if you say that let's not be driven by emotions here.
I'm not the spokesperson of the Pune police, but I will definitely say one thing, that when I was appointed as a special PP in this particular matter, thereafter none of the person got a bail in a lower court as well as from the high court. The only person who secured the bail is Shivani Agrawal, and Shivani secured her bail from Honorable Supreme Court, whereby even Supreme Court didn't made any comment on the merit of the matter, but only she being a lady and somewhat incarceration on that particular ground she was released. But you will appreciate one fact, that it is the very same prosecuting agency along with my office had brought
the initial FIR.
Whereby,
what about the initial FIR, Mr. Hire? The 304, section 304, culpable homicide was not invoked.
Generally, FIR in a cases where accident occurred and someone lost or lose his life, the FIR is usually registered under section 304A. This is what happened. Because this is the provision of the law.
Okay. Mr. Hire, thank you very much for joining us on this broadcast. That was the special public prosecutor in the Pune Porsche case who was brought in by the government at a later stage. But the reality is this, ladies and gentlemen, several questions still remain completely unanswered. The reality is also this, that a VVIP brat seems to have now gone completely scot-free. Thank you very much for joining us on this broadcast, Mr. Hire. Well, that's all that we could pack in this edition of This Is Exclusive. Coming up, Trending with my colleague Rakshita.
Co-powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, masscom, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
Sarah, this is your space, slay it your way.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सबको मजेदार बने।
MDH।
We'll see another big smile coming out of the Dragon spacecraft in a moment.
And we've got our pilot, Shubhanshu Shukla, as our second crew member exiting the spacecraft. And some big smiles, as you said.
सब अच्छे से हो गया सब। ईश्वर साथ में है, ईश्वर ने ही उसको वहाँ पहुँचाया था, उसी की दुआओं से उसी के सब पहुँचाया था, उसी ने सब सुरक्षित लैंड कराया, सब कुछ वही है।
नहीं, ये उसकी सफल लैंडिंग के लिए हम ईश्वर को धन्यवाद करते हैं और देशवासियों का, समस्त देशवासियों का और माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी और सभी गणमान्य सदस्यों का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करते हैं। उनको तहे दिल से जो है हम आभार प्रकट करते हैं कि उन्होंने हमारे बच्चे को आशीर्वाद दिया। उनकी दुआओं से, उनके आशीर्वाद से बच्चे का ये मिशन सफल हुआ और सफल मतलब पृथ्वी पर आ गया। और यही हमारी चाहती कि मतलब बच्चा सक्सेसफुल हमारा जो है जब पृथ्वी पर वापस है।
राजनाथ सिंह जी से भी बात हुई।
हाँ, उन्होंने बच्चे को आशीर्वाद दिया और हमें बधाई दी कि बच्चे ने कि मतलब जो है तो आपके बच्चे ने जो है कमाल कर दिया, बच्चा जो है आपका जो है मिशन सफलतापूर्वक पूरा हो, इसके लिए बधाई दी उन्होंने और हम जो है कि बहुत खुश हैं उसके लिए।
India reached a major milestone for the nation's space exploration.
Co-powered by Century Ply Club Prime. रहो बेफिक्र।
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ। डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड में मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
Hi, this is Chef Ranveer Brar. Guarantee you brilliance on behalf of IIHM.
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
Sarah, this is your space, play it your way.
They're all important, and we are now seeing great confirmations of the Dragon spacecraft making its return back to Earth right now.
And while we are in a blackout period, this is an excellent view, seeing Dragon from the ground as it's re-entering back into Earth's atmosphere. Now, that blackout period is expected to conclude at 2.
Commander Peggy Whitson confirming the spacecraft's altitude as it's making its descent into the Pacific Ocean just off the coast of San Diego in Southern California.
Yes, love that it's coming up.
From your smartphones to your smart television, the trending stories are always breaking the internet. It was a smooth and successful splashdown for Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla, was all smiles after returning to Earth with his other crew members on the Axiom 4 mission. India's space hero is back on Earth, viewers, and he's soon going to be in India. We'll tell you all that you need to know about what's next for Shuk's and India's space journey, of course. Meanwhile, Musk's Tesla has launched its first showroom in India. Also, on the show, we're going to get you how it was a royal affair in London for Team India as both our men's and women's cricket team met King Charles. And if you are a samosa fan, a jalebi lover, there's news for you on trending. Finally, Trump versus Russia continues on tariffs. Putin's aide now mocks Trump's 100% tariff threat and how. All that and more on Trending tonight with me, Rakshita Mishra. In a proud moment for India, Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla and the Axiom 4 crew returned safely to Earth today after spending 18 days aboard the International Space Station. And as soon as Group Captain Shukla landed back, celebrations erupted in his hometown as well. But this is the moment of the splashdown and he exiting from the spacecraft.
And we've got our pilot, Shubhanshu Shukla, as our second crew member exiting the spacecraft. And some big smiles, as you said. India reached a major milestone for the nation's space exploration goals. AX-4 pilot Shubhanshu Shukla became the first astronaut to fly from the country's newly established astronaut corps. His participation marks a vital step forward for ISRO's Gaganyaan program, which aims to send Indian astronauts into space aboard domestically developed spacecraft. Shukla's flight demonstrates India's readiness to execute international missions and reflects the country's broader ambitions to become a key player in the global space community. As India continues to expand its capabilities in crewed spaceflight, this mission serves as both a proving ground and a symbol of its commitment to innovation, collaboration, and leadership in space exploration.
And amid chants, cheers and tricolors waving high, one image stood of his mother, Shubhanshu Shukla's mother, overcoming with emotion, seen with tears of joy. And you can see those visuals. Her son's safe return was not just a personal moment, it was a national triumph.
सावन के महीने में क्या हो तो पिछले 6 साल से लगा हुआ था, इसी की तैयारी में लगा हुआ था। हम लोग तो पिछले 6 साल से देख रहे हैं उसको। हाँ,
मंगलवार का दिन भी है।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, हनुमान जी की कृपा है, शंकर जी की कृपा है, सबकी कृपा है, जिसकी वजह से सेफ लैंडिंग
हुए निकले हैं।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, वो हंसता वैसे ही रहता। आप जब कभी देखोगे हमेशा उसको मुस्कुराते हुए देखोगे, चाहे जितना, हमेशा।
Indeed, it was a blessed moment for India, a proud moment for the nation, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi also posted on X welcoming astronaut Shubhanshu Shukla's safe return to Earth, calling it a landmark and another milestone towards Indian human space flight mission, the Gaganyaan. And Shubhanshu Shukla's capsule successfully splashed down in the Pacific Ocean today. With the parachutes deployed flawlessly, the re-entry marked the end of a historic journey. Watch these visuals on your screen, viewers. And Shubhanshu Shukla, of course, was all smiles as he stepped out of the capsule, waving to the recovery crew and the camera. All right, and also have Shubhanshu Shukla's childhood friend Vishal Shrivastava joining us on the broadcast. Thanks so much, Mr. Shrivastava, once again on coming to Republic TV. And this moment is something that everybody is looking at with a full smile, and everybody is so proud. Your first thoughts when you witnessed this moment?
So first of all, thank you, Rakshita, for having me. I think it's a historic moment. I can say that, this is something what we have, the thrill that we have experienced. I don't think so, at least in my lifetime, I'm ever going to experience this again. In fact, when we got to know that he's returning today, so obviously there was a lot of anxiety that was instilling. So I thought I'll keep my day busy and be busy with my all corporate meetings wherever required. But I couldn't hold myself watching the live splashdown. And trust me, when I spoke to you a few days back, I was saying that it's anxiety and feeling of, the pride that I'm feeling within. But today I can say that there is no space for anxiety. It is all over now. It's fantastic to see him back, especially seeing him smile as he keeps on smiling. You said you saw how Auntie said it exactly. So a great moment. I think personally, obviously, great to have him back. I'm very eager to see when I can meet him back whenever he's there. I know it will be, there are a lot of things that needs to be taken care by him, and before we could schedule any meeting. So I'm looking forward to that. But I think as a citizen of India, I can say that it's a very proud moment for us. Most of us would have heard the conversation that he had describing India. So while he was speaking, you could see the confidence in him, you could see the fearlessness in him, you could see the ambition in him. I could very confidently say that it was not only his ambition, his pride, or his fearlessness. It was the fearlessness, pride, and ambition of 140 crore plus Indians that he was carrying with him, the ambitions and their dreams. So yes, and I can't still get over from his statement that he made, that "Saare jahan se acha Hindustan hamara." So I think what was said about 41 years back is being said today, and I'm very sure this is going to be the case in future also.
Absolutely.
So he is embarking history. The person with whom I studied is now becoming a question in himself in the history books. I'm sure a lot of the UPSC selections and different competitive exam selection will be based on his questions. Who was this first astronaut to go to ISS and what kind of experiments he conducted? So we are beaming with pride. We are beaming with pride, actually.
Yeah.
And on a personal front, yes, we are very relaxed that he's back, he's safe. What else could we have prayed for?
So how eager are you to meet him? What are you going to tell him when you meet him? And did you also manage to speak to his wife? How is she? Is she relieved? And how is his son doing? What's really next? You plan to meet him soon?
See, I've been in touch with his wife and been getting on and off, of what things are going on. So we are able to share each other's anxiety. Sometimes I will say that, okay, everything is fine. Things will go well. Sometimes she tells me the same thing. So I think that has been happening. She is definitely relieved. I'm sure she's relieved, although I've not been able to speak to her. But yes, we have been in touch. So lately, haven't spoken as of now. But it's I think completely the relief that I am feeling, I can multiply it exponentially and tell that is what his wife would also be feeling. And with respect to meeting him, I'm sure there are a lot of protocols and processes in terms of once he's returned, he'll have to spend some time getting used to the gravity of Earth, right? And then there'll be a lot of discussions that he will have to. I'm sure there would be a lot of discussions that he'll have to, handle at both at US and then in India. So I would give him his space right now, and as soon as he's free, I'll coordinate and get to meet him. And can't explain how eager I am to meet him. It's been close to a year that we last met. So if I keep away the conversation that we have had in between,
yes,
we haven't really met in person for a very long time. And so I'm looking forward to meet him, very excited, and we're trying to plan for some grand welcoming in whatever form and format that we can.
Oh yes, the entire country is waiting to meet him and welcome him, and of course on 17th of August we expect him in New Delhi. That's what Union Minister Jitendra Singh has also said. But thank you so much, Vishal, for joining us, and of course many congratulations for your friend as well. And he's of course India's space hero now, so we have a lot to talk about still how it affects India's space journey. So for that I have senior scientist Dr. Shubhanshu Singh joining us, an author and also innovation policy expert joining us. Dr. Singh, welcome back to Trending once again. And this is of course a moment that everybody hasn't witnessed ever. An Indian astronaut on ISS and coming back from space. He was the pilot of this mission, and it was a safe, smooth, and a very smiling splashdown. From here on, because he's also chosen for the Gaganyaan. He's going to be the Gaganaut. So how do you think it's going to help us, and how does it revolutionize India's space journey?
A very important day for India, and what was very interesting and noteworthy is the fact that all the astronauts walked out of the Dragon module on their own feet. So that's quite a courageous thing to do, especially if you've been outside in space for 18 days. Now, this is the beginning, the heralding of a new era of India's space dreams and space aspirations. We now are going to compete with the world's best and foremost in manned space missions, which means that an entirely new dimension of technology is to be added in the Indian arsenal of space technologies. And this is a very important mission because now the mission commander, the mission pilot in this case, but I'm sure that in the Gaganyaan mission, he will be the mission commander, and I hope so, will have an experience of being in space. So that's a very valuable experience, number one. Number two, he will be well aware of what things can go right and wrong in space and how to tackle them. He has spent in the company of some of the foremost and the most experienced astronauts from around the globe and learned from them. He's also now accustomed to how an international space station looks like and operates, which will be very useful in 2035 when we eventually build the Bharat Antariksh Station. So that run up to that 1 decade mission of India, he will be an important aspect, and his knowledge would be important. And of course, all the experiments which he brings in, which is so valuable and so cherished property for not just space agencies of India, but agricultural universities, science colleges, and so on, which will find it noteworthy on understanding him and his findings. So all this is important, and most importantly, I think the way it all happened and the whole coverage and what is going to happen now when he comes back to India, it will motivate millions and millions of young children in India, both boys and girls, who are in school, to take up challenging missions of space and even other sectors, but be the very best in whatever you do. That is important aspiration of India. That's the new India. That's what he said when he went to space, and he said, Bharat bahar se mahatvakanshi dikhta hai. India looks ambitious from space. Yes. And that's the ambitious India we're talking about.
Right. Dr. Sujan Singh, thanks so much for joining us on Republic TV with your thoughts and your understanding of this latest development. Viewers, we shift our focus to the other trending story on the show tonight. It's official, viewers, now. It's official. Tesla has made its debut in Indian markets with its launch of the first showroom in Mumbai today. The American electric vehicle giant launched an experience center at the Bandra Kurla complex. This marks the beginning of Tesla's journey in the world's third largest car market as the company looks to expand beyond its traditional strongholds and counter the slowing global sales. Of course, there was a lot of anticipation on the ground. The public is excited to welcome Tesla's first ever showroom in India's financial capital. There you have how people queued up to witness the first showroom and check out the car. Maharashtra's Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis too said that India will be one of the best markets for Tesla. Listen in to the Chief Minister.
At the very outset, I would like to welcome Tesla to India. I think this is not just inauguration of an experience center, but it is a statement that Tesla has arrived, a statement that Tesla has arrived in the right city, in the right state. That is the state of Maharashtra and the city of Mumbai, which is the entrepreneur capital of India, not just financial, commercial and entertainment capital, but also the entrepreneur capital of India. We are very happy that you are here, and I'm sure that the people of Mumbai and the people of India are going to love Tesla, and you will have one of your best market in India.
And it was a day after a thrilling end to the Lord's Test. The Indian cricket team met Prince King Charles III at St. James Palace. In fact, we'll get you more on hot trends. So the team, there you have the visuals of that meeting. The team is currently in England for a 5-match test series, which the hosts currently lead 2-1 after winning the second test by 22 runs. And we have the visuals of the meeting between the team and the King. 5 social media influencers, including India's court latent host Samay Raina, appeared before the Supreme Court in a case seeking action against them for ridiculing persons suffering from disabilities. Visuals on your screens. Heavy rain swept across the U.S. Northeast on Monday night, causing widespread flash flooding in New York and New Jersey. The deluge stranded vehicles, closed subway lines, and prompted New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy to declare a state of emergency. And an 11-year-old boy Ryan Arkandika, he's from Indonesia's Riau province, has become an overnight sensation with his viral aura farming dance video. Performing on the bow of a speeding boat during the Paku Jalur traditional boat race, Ryan's stylish and rhythmic moves have captured the heart of millions worldwide. Harrowing incident unfolded in Jodhpur when a wall collapsed during heavy rain, barely missing a man and damaging vehicles and his house gate. The dramatic moment was captured on camera. Thankfully, the man escaped unharmed, but the same cannot be said for the vehicles and gate that bore the brunt of the collapse. Drama unfolded on a SpiceJet flight to Mumbai when two female passengers got into a heated argument during the taxiing, even attempting to breach the cockpit. The cabin crew and co-passengers pleaded with them to calm down, but the situation escalated until the aircraft was stopped and the women were handed over to airport security.
You cannot stop a plane. Listen, he wants the ISS. Yeah, he wants the ISS. We want that. This is illegal what they're doing.
An Air Peace Boeing 737 flight from Lagos to Port Harcourt had a heart-stopping moment when it veered off the runway and into the grass it landed while landing at Port Harcourt Airport on Sunday. Thankfully, all 127 passengers and crew on board were safe and no injuries reported. Airline has reassured the public of its commitment to maintain the highest safety standards. Bizarre incident. Air India passengers at Bhuj Airport in Gujarat were denied boarding despite having valid tickets. The reason? A last-minute aircraft change that left 13 travellers high and dry. But here's the kicker. Instead of flying, Air India offered to transport those affected by car to Ahmedabad and then fly them to Mumbai later in the day.
जब 8 बजे मुझे ऑप्शन देना था कि आपका कुछ हो जाएगा, खड़े रहिए। मुझे तो आगे जाने के मतलब मेरे बच्चे, ये बच्चा है ना, इसका अभी अपॉइंटमेंट था, मुझे 1:30 बजे पहुंचना जरूरी है, बराबर है। अभी तो मैडम पहले आपने क्या बोला? अब कुछ नहीं होगा तो हम टिकट, हमें तो आगे का रास्ता करना कि नहीं। अब बोलते हो हमारे पास एक ही ऑप्शन है, मतलब क्या है मैडम इसका? जब 8 बजे मुझे ऑप्शन देना था कि आपका कुछ हो जाएगा, खड़े रहिए। मुझे तो आगे जाने के मतलब मेरे बच्चे, ये बच्चा है ना, इसका अभी अपॉइंटमेंट था, मुझे 1:30 बजे पहुंचना जरूरी है, बराबर है। अभी आप बोल, तो मैडम पहले आपने क्या बोला? अब कुछ नहीं होगा तो हम टिकट, हमें तो आगे का रास्ता करना कि नहीं। अब बोलते हो हमारे पास एक ही ऑप्शन है, मतलब क्या है मैडम इसका?
And food lovers in India, viewers, saw themselves in a jiffy of panic as a viral claim was doing the rounds that the Indian government was set to introduce health warnings on popular snacks like samosas and jalebis, just like you see on secret packets. Now it turns out that it was a big fat lie. The government has fact-checked. It was nothing but a samosa scaremongering. Well, of course, the centre says it does not mean to target Indian street food. Foodies across the country, however, were left both amused and confused after this viral post had claimed that the government would soon mandate health warnings of beloved snacks like samosas and jalebis. The buzz quickly spread across social media as people said, no, samosas, jalebis do not need health warnings. Fake news too. And viewers, celebrations have erupted outside Shubhanshu Shukla's residence in Lucknow as he came back. Today, the splashdown happened and we see the family members of Shubhanshu Shukla all, of course, celebrating with dhol. You can see his friends, family and others connected with him dancing. And, of course, they have all the reasons to celebrate as Shubhanshu has made the entire country proud.
Co-powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, masscom, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ। डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड में मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च।
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग स्टिक भी बन सकती है।
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
MDH।
We'll see another big smile coming out of the Dragon spacecraft in a moment.
And we've got our pilot, Shubhanshu Shukla, as our second crew member exiting the spacecraft. And some big smiles, as you said.
सब अच्छे से हो गया सब। ईश्वर साथ में है, ईश्वर ने ही उसको वहाँ पहुँचाया था, उसी की दुआओं से उसी के सब पहुँचाया था, उसी ने सब सुरक्षित लैंड कराया, सब कुछ वही है।
नहीं, ये उसकी सफल लैंडिंग के लिए हम ईश्वर को धन्यवाद करते हैं और देशवासियों का, समस्त देशवासियों का, और माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी और सभी गणमान्य सदस्यों का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करते हैं। उनको तहे दिल से जो है हम आभार प्रकट करते हैं कि उन्होंने हमारे बच्चे को आशीर्वाद दिया। उनकी दुआओं से, उनके आशीर्वाद से बच्चे का ये मिशन सफल हुआ और सफल मतलब पृथ्वी पर आ गया। और यही हमारी इच्छा थी कि मतलब बच्चा सक्सेसफुल हमारा जो है जब पृथ्वी पर वापस है।
राजनाथ सिंह जी से भी बात हुई,
हाँ, उन्होंने बच्चे को
as our second crew member exiting the spacecraft. And some big smiles, as you said.
India's space hero Shubhanshu Shukla returns to Earth with a wide smile.
He'll be moving out to Houston. He'll arrive there close to midnight by Indian time today. Then he'll be spending a week in discussion with Team ISRO. Then about 2 weeks having separate sessions with all the partners, the Axiom, SpaceX, NASA. Maybe he'll be in Delhi by 17th of August.
Group Captain Shukla is expected to be in Delhi on 17th of August. Prime Minister congratulates Shukla, says he has inspired a billion dreams. Juvenile Justice Board rejects police plea in Pune Porsche hit and run case. Minor won't be tried as adult. Notice to Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand government over their orders to put nameplates on and QR codes in front of eateries. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar calls upon SCO to take uncompromising position on terror, says Pahalgam attack was deliberately conducted to divide.
Co-powered by Century Ply Club Prime, रहो बेफिक्र।
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ। डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड में मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
Hi, this is Chef Ranveer Brar. Guarantee you brilliance on behalf of IIHM.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
Sarah, this is your space, play it your way.
They're all important, and we are now seeing great confirmations of the Dragon spacecraft making its return back to Earth right now.
And while we are in a blackout period, this is an excellent view, seeing Dragon from the ground as it's re-entering back into Earth's atmosphere. Now, that blackout period is expected to conclude at 2.
Commander Peggy Whitson confirming the spacecraft's altitude as it's making its descent into the Pacific Ocean just off the coast of San Diego in Southern California.
Yes, love that it's coming off the coast of my hometown.
600 meters.
600 meters.
And at 600 meters, we're just under a minute before that expected splashdown. The landing in water is a lot simpler and more reliable. Provides a little bit of margin against unlikely parachute issues. We did have to learn how to make Dragon waterproof as we are splashing down into the ocean. But
SpaceX copies 400 meters. Reminder to brace for splashdown.
कोई सीमा नहीं, एक्साइटमेंट।
Pune Porsche accused to be tried as a juvenile. 2 dead but drunk driver to be tried as a minor. Justice delayed and denied in Pune Porsche case again. Debating tonight at 8 p.m. Yatra nameplate row reaches Supreme Court. Supreme Court sends notice to UP government over the QR code on eateries order. Why shouldn't eateries display name of owners? Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
On the show tonight, why must the killer brat from Pune who drove a supercar drunk and run over 2 lives be treated as a juvenile? And at 9 o'clock tonight, the Supreme Court sends a notice to the Yogi government over the cover nameplate row. Viewers, today the Juvenile Justice Board in Pune ruled that the 17-year, 8-month-old killer behind the Porsche that claimed the lives of two young professionals should be tried as a minor, which means nothing will happen to them. The killer will get away. The citizen will be run over. The pattern of hit, kill, run will continue. The richer you are, the more you can hit, the more people you can kill, and the more easy it's going to be for you to escape. Which is why tonight, on behalf of the citizens, we say that what happened tonight is not a decision. It is an insult. What the Juvenile Justice Court has done is an insult, and we, the people of India, will fight this. It is an insult to Ashwini and Anish, who were crushed under the wheels of a Porsche driven by a 17-year and 8-month-old brat who was drunk, underage, unlicensed and unafraid. And I repeat, unafraid. Why? Because he knew what the rest of the country was only beginning to understand. That in India, if you have money, enough money, contacts, enough contacts, and enough political backup, even murder can be essayed away. Yes, viewers, essayed away. Because that is what his original punishment was, a 300-word essay for killing 2 people. A trip to the RTO, a few therapy lessons, and that too after tampering with a blood report, scripting a false narrative, using your family contacts, swapping the driver, and using your grandfather's political muscle to twist every arm in the system. And don't you dare tell me that this is a rarity or an aberration. It is not. Just this weekend, 2 nights ago, on the 13th of July 2025, Utsav Shekhar, a Delhi-based realtor, allegedly drunk and speeding, mowed down 5 people sleeping on a footpath with his Audi luxury car, including a child. So if you're rich and drunk, you can kill people, and the system will ensure that nothing will happen to you. And on that very night, in another instance, Pushparat Singh, son of a Congress MLA Sena Patel, tried to mow down 2 constables, here are the visuals, in Madhya Pradesh's Ali Rajpur with a numberless SUV luxury car. This whole act was caught on CCTV. What kind of message are we sending? What has actually changed in this country? We keep saying we'll become Viksit Bharat, Viksit Bharat. But are we telling the youth of the country that as we progress to a Viksit Bharat, you can kill more people, and if your father has money, you will be fine? Are we telling the parents of Ashwini and Anish that their lives of their children are worth a check of 10 lakh rupees? And are we telling every honest officer, every grieving mother, every working class family that justice has a price tag in this country? And then we say we will become Viksit Bharat. That's not what it looks like to me. What does it look like? The Juvenile Justice Board says the accused who killed 2 people is a child because the child is rich. And the richer you are, the more innocent you are presumed to be in our system. not an adult who drank gallons of alcohol in a pub, not an adult who drove a super luxury car without a license, not an adult who killed 2 people at 200 kilometers an hour. The system. Remember the system that Rahul Gandhi said he was born into from day one? That system wants us to believe that the killer is a misguided child. Let me ask tonight, was it a child who asked the driver to step aside? Was it a child whose father called a politician 45 times that night? Was it a child who manipulated blood tests and vanished evidence? And for all of that, what did he get? Bail in 15 hours, a 300-word essay, and a road safety lesson. Is this justice? This can happen to you. This can happen to any of us. The citizen is there to be run over in this country. The citizen is there to be killed. And the citizen is there to be bought over. The citizen is there to be pushed aside. And we say we are a democracy. We cannot be a democracy if this is the way citizens are treated in this country in 2025. This is privilege, not law. It is privilege pretending to be law. This was not law. This is privileged mercy reserved for the uber rich. Rich people can kill poor people. That's a simple logic in our country. And if rich people kill poor people, then poor people cannot fight. The richer you are, the more people you can kill. The more lawyers you can hire. The more the poor will be helpless against you. Poor juveniles are tried as adults in this country for far less. One boy spent 28 years in jail before the court realized he was just 12 years old at the time of the crime. But if you're a Porsche brat, if you're a Mercedes brat, if you're an Audi brat, you get empathy, counseling, and therapy. This is the scripted betrayal of the law, and let me say it clearly. This country is not asking for revenge. We at Republic are merely asking for accountability. We are asking why a 17-year and 8-month-old cannot be tried as an adult under Section 15 of the Juvenile Justice Act. We are asking why the system has bent backwards for the rich and looked away from the poor. We are asking when there will be justice in this country. In fact, in this case, viewers, the system did not just bend, it fell to its knees. And the people will remember who looked away. Here's the story, and then we'll debate.
A Porsche driven by a super rich brat ran over and killed Ashwini and Anish on May 19, 2024. This video is the proof. The culprit was identified as a 17-year-old son of a Pune businessman driving the 2 crore rupee car in an inebriated state without license. Video evidence from the site showed the rich brat was at the wheel. The same VVIP brat who got bail on the very same day on the condition that he would write a 300-word essay. Republic, in its quest to investigate and bring out the truth, revealed how the Agarwal family even tried to bribe eyewitnesses with cash after the murder.
ये हादसा शनिवार रात 3 बजे हुआ है और ये जो कार चला रहा था पॉश कार थी, महंगी कार है, जो इसकी स्पीड करीबन 200 के करीब बताई जा रही है और ये आ रहे थे कोरियो पार्क से, एक पब में से आ रहे थे, ये दारू पी के आ रहे थे खुद और एकदम स्पीड में आ रहे थे। और यहाँ पे जब कुछ सवारी जा रही थी टू व्हीलर से जो एयरपोर्ट रोड की तरफ जा रहे थे, ये एयरपोर्ट रोड लगता है कल्याण नगर के, हम हिस्से पे खड़े हैं, और उनको आगे पीछे से 160 की स्पीड से उन्होंने उड़ाया है। और वो जो लड़की पीछे बैठी थी उनको कम से कम 15 से 20 फीट ऊपर उड़ के 10 से 15 मीटर दूर जाके गिरी और ऑन द स्पॉट उसकी जान गई है।
This is the same case where the Pune police also appeared to protect the culprit and his influential family. The DNA sample of the accused was taken for the second time, hours apart, raising questions. Reports suggested that CCTV from critical areas even went missing. Today, the Juvenile Justice Board has dismissed the plea seeking to try the 17-year-old accused as an adult. The board ruled that the accused will continue to be tried as a juvenile under the JJ Act and not under the adult criminal law. The family of the young techies who lost their lives are shattered, betrayed by the system again and again.
अब शौक तो लगा है, बाकी देश की जितनी जनता इस न्यूज को सुनेगी, जैसे पिछली बार शौक हुई थी 300 वर्ड के निबंध पर, उससे ज्यादा मेरे को लगता है शॉक्ड होने वाली। मेरे को शौक तो इतना ज्यादा लगा है कि देश के कानून के ऊपर मेरे को बेटी से ज्यादा रोना देश के कानून के ऊपर आ रहा है। कि क्या है, 2 लोगों का मर्डर करने वाला, 2 लोगों के ऊपर कार चलाने वाला, दारू पी के गाड़ी चलाने वाला आदमी 2 लोगों की हत्या कर देता है, उसको हत्या ही नहीं मानते।
Since the day of the accident, Pune Porsche hit and run has been a case of botched up investigation and series of cover-ups. Attempts to blame the driver, attempts to hide blood samples, attempts to destroy evidence, call logs reportedly wiped clean. They have done everything that money could buy just to save a so-called juvenile who was old enough to enter a pub, old enough to drink, old enough to drive, old enough to kill, but just not old enough to face punishment. If this isn't injustice, what is?
I have with me first Ashwini Costa's father, Suresh Kumar Costa. Ashwini is one of the 2 victims in the Pune Porsche hit and run case. Ashwini ji, first of all, I am completely shocked at this temerity. I cannot believe, Ashwini ji, that after what happened to Ashwini, even after that, the Juvenile Justice Board has now said that the killer will be tried as a juvenile, which means that he will get away. I personally believe this is just proof of how the common man is taken for granted. We promise to fight for you. We continue to fight for your daughter, Ashwini. Sureshji, I would like your reaction to the decision of the Juvenile Justice Board, please, which has come out today.
नमस्कार सर। हेलो
जी, बोलिए बोलिए। सुरेश जी,
आज जो जेजेबी के द्वारा जो डिसीजन दिया गया है वो बहुत ही निराशाजनक है। यानी हम लोगों को कानून व्यवस्था के प्रति विश्वास जो है ना, ऐसा लगता है आगे चल के डगमगाएगा। जेजेबी किसको पनिश कर रही है? 2 लोगों की, अब मैं सीधा सीधा मर्डर ही बोलूँगा, क्योंकि उसको पता होना चाहिए और पता था कि भारी मात्रा में शराब का सेवन करके और तेज़ रफ्तार से गाड़ी चलाने से क्या होगा, ये जेजेबी के सदस्यों को सोचना चाहिए था। मैं जेजेबी के सदस्यों से रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ, ज़रा वो अभी आप जो क्लिप चला रहे थे वो क्लिप ज़रा देखें ज़रा, और जो लोग वहाँ पर कमेंट बता रहे थे कि क्या हुआ कैसा हुआ, उसको ज़रा सोच कर देखें। मेरी बेटी को उसने 160 की स्पीड से टक्कर मारी और उसके बाद वो 15 फीट ऊपर जाना, फिर ऊपर से नीचे गिरना, तो मेरे को नहीं लगता उसकी चीख भी निकल पाई होगी। जरा सोच कर देखें। और ऐसे व्यक्ति को वो एडल्ट ही नहीं मानते, बच्चा मानते हैं। बच्चा क्या इतनी भारी गलती कर सकता है क्या? बच्चा होता तो थोड़े बहुत धीरे से टक्कर लगती या कहीं थोड़ा बहुत फ्रैक्चर होता, ऐसा कुछ हो सकता था। मगर इतनी भारी गलती के बाद भी तो जुवेनाइल जस्टिस बोर्ड का औचित्य क्या रह गया? किसको सजा दे रही है? जो बच्चे छोड़ा स्टेशन में पॉकेटमारी कर लेते हैं या किसी का मोबाइल झपट के भाग देते हैं, जिनका कोई माई बाप नहीं है, उनको सजा दे रही है क्या? और ऐसे भारी भारी क्रिमिनलों को कहीं जमानत दे रही है? अभी मैंने पिछली बार एक डिसीजन आया था तो उसमें भी मैंने सुना था कि वो मानसिक आघात पहुंचा है उसको। अरे मानसिक आघात किसको पहुंचा है? मेरे को पहुंचा है या मानसिक आघात? किस बात का मानसिक आघात है? वहाँ भी उसको पिज्जा बर्गर खिलाए जा रहे हैं, वहाँ भी सेवा बाल सुधार गृह में भी उसकी सेवा सत्कार हुआ होगा खूब। किस बात का है? उसको किस बात का आघात पहुंचा है? यानी जस्टिस, पूरा जस्टिस उसके तरफ बोल रहा है, जैसे हमने अपनी लड़की को वहां भेजकर कोई गुनाह कर दिया हो, या घर के बाहर निकल के हम कोई गुनाह कर दे, हमको मार दे। तो मतलब तो ये हुआ। बताया जाता है कानून सबके लिए बराबर है, कहां बराबर है? दिखना भी चाहिए बराबर है, दिख तो रहा नहीं है। विदेशों में भी जेजेबी कानून है, जहां तक मेरे को मालूम है वहां पर जेजेबी के कानून है, मगर वहां पर फैक्ट पोजीशन क्या है, किस तरीके से क्या हुआ है, उस तरीके से सजा दी जाती है। यहाँ तो बोलते हैं वो कानून तो एक तरफ है, मगर वो 18 साल से कम का है, इसलिए वो माफ है, उसको सब कुछ। मर्डर करना माफ है, चाकू मारना माफ है, सब कुछ माफ है। फिर तो जेजेबी का औचित्य क्या है? फिर किसको सजा दी रही, किसको सुना रही?
मुझे तो ये लगा, जो मैंने कहा आज प्रोग्राम के इंट्रोडक्शन में, कि हमारे देश में दो कानून व्यवस्था सिस्टम है, एक अमीरों के लिए और एक मिडिल क्लास और गरीबों के लिए। और ये बिल्कुल एक तरह से ये प्रूव हो चुका है आज के डिसीजन के बाद। मैं चाहता हूं कि आप अपनी बेटी अश्विनी के बारे में कुछ कहें। वो क्या कर रही थी पुणे में, उनकी बैकग्राउंड क्या थी, वो कैसे कहाँ पे वर्क कर रही थी, उनकी फ्यूचर कैसी थी, ताकि लोग एक तरह से समझ सकें कि जो आपने खोया है। मैं चाहता हूं कि अश्विनी के बारे में आप कुछ कहें ताकि हमारे व्यूअर्स रिलेट कर सके कि ऐसे एक यंग प्रोफेशनल के साथ जब ऐसा होता है तो इसको कोई 10 लाख के चेक के साथ इसको कॉम्पेंसेट नहीं किया जा सकता। मैं चाहता हूं आप अश्विनी के बारे में कहे थोड़ी बहुत, सो दैट शी इज नॉट जस्ट अ स्टैटिस्टिक इन द माइंड्स ऑफ पीपल।
मेरी बेटी ने जब से चलना शुरू किया तब से ही वो एक होनहार थी। KG 1 से लेके हमेशा क्लास में अव्वल ही आती थी, व्यवहार में और अपना घर में कैसे रहना चाहिए, दूसरों से कैसे बात करनी चाहिए, आदर सत्कार से, सबसे प्रेम से बात करती थी। और वो अधिकतर अपनी पढ़ाई की बात और पढ़ाई में ही अपना बिजी रहती थी। 10th 11th के बाद तो उसको किसी से ना समाज से मतलब, ना अपना पड़ोसियों से मतलब, सबसे वो एक प्रकार से कट चुकी थी, क्योंकि उसका उद्देश्य था आगे बढ़ना, मेहनत करना है और आगे बढ़ना किसी तरीके से। तो वो इसी तारतम्य में वो पुणे में उसका कॉलेज में एडमिशन करवाया था, वाडिया कॉलेज में। वहाँ से भी वो अभी जितनी उम्मीद मैं करता था उस हिसाब से तो सही था। इतनी भारी उम्मीद भी बच्चों के ऊपर मैंने बोझ नहीं लादा कि मेरे को 10, 15, 20 करोड़ का पैकेज ही चाहिए, या मतलब जितना हम मध्यम वर्गीय लोग अपना कर सकते हैं उतना उसने बिल्कुल हमको पूरा रिजल्ट हमको दिया। मैं उससे टोटल सेटिस्फाइड था कि मेरी बेटी भी जो है ना कुछ करके दिखाने की हौसला रखती है और कैपेबल भी है। ऐसा नहीं है कि कैपेबल नहीं है और मैं खाली पीली संतुष्ट हो रहा हूँ। कैपेबल थी, कुछ करने का, कुछ करके दिखाने की हिम्मत रखती थी। उसी हिम्मत को, उसकी दाद देते हुए मैंने उसको पुणे भेजा था। पुणे में रह कर वो जॉब कर रही थी। जॉब करने के बाद फिर ऐसा हो गया, और खाली पढ़ाई में और इसमें नहीं थी, हर चीज़ में एक्टिव थी वो
जी। अपना
बॉडी बिल्डिंग में थी, वेट लिफ्टिंग में थी, डांस में थी, संगीत में भी थी। संगीत में वो, अब मैं उसकी रिकॉर्डिंग तो नहीं कर पाया, गिटार, उसका संगीत भी, गिटार ला के रखी उसने घर में गिटार बजाया करती थी। अब कितनी खूबियाँ थी। मेरी बेटी है, लोगों को सुनने में शायद लगेगा अपनी बेटी है तो तारीफ कर रहा है, मगर कोई घर में आके मेरे देखे तो मैं उसके मेडल,
सुरेश जी एक कॉन्ट्रास्ट,
पढ़ाई से लेके
एक कॉन्ट्रास्ट बनता है। एक तरफ अश्विनी है आपकी बेटी, और एक तरफ ये जो लड़का है, जो ये बहुत सुपर रिच फैमिली का लड़का है, जिसने बहुत ड्रिंक करके आपकी बेटी को 160 की स्पीड में अपने पोर्शे गार्ड से मार गिराया। नाउ व्यूअर्स, सुरेश जी, मैं आपको कष्ट नहीं देना चाहता। मैं चाहता हूं कि अगर मैंने कहा था कि देखिए, आई सेड कि आपके साथ 1-to-1 बात होगी, मैं आपसे 1-to-1 बात ही करना चाहता हूं, मगर अगर बुरा ना माने, मैं दूसरे साइड को भी बुलाना चाहता हूं ताकि वो समझे। कैन आई हैव द स्क्रीन बैक? ताकि वो समझे कि इट इज़ नॉट जस्ट वन पर्सन इज नॉट डाइड, इसका इम्पैक्ट पूरे हमारे समाज में पड़ता है। जब आपको न्याय नहीं मिलता है सुरेश जी, जब सुरेश कुमार कोष्टा को न्याय नहीं मिलता है, तो बहुत मध्यम वर्गीय लोग देश भर में इस प्रोग्राम को देखकर उनको लग रहा होगा कि हमारे परिवार के साथ भी ऐसा हो सकता है। Am I right, Ishkaran?
Absolutely, Arnab. And the law had changed for this reason only. Arnab, I remember Nirbhaya case where I actually went to the Supreme Court also, because that time the age limit was 18 years.
Yeah.
Then the law changed so that between 16 to 18, people can be tried as adults. Now somebody who drinks, and we saw those images of what was the alcohol bill, and then rams his car, knowing how dangerous it is, because it's not the first case.
Yeah.
It's not as if cars have been introduced in the market 1 year ago. People know if you drink and drive at a rash speed, day after day, there are deaths which happen due to it. It is nothing but a naked murder.
I'll show one more picture. पहले मैं सुरेश जी, if you don't mind, आप 10 मिनट और रहेंगे हमारे प्रोग्राम पर? मैं रिक्वेस्ट, अगर आप 10 मिनट रहे, आई एम कमिंग बैक टू यू। मैं थोड़ी सी इस पर डिस्कशन करके आई एम कमिंग बैक टू यू। You see, there is no second view. I want to show you a different set of pictures. Jay Anand Dehadrai, please have a look at it. He is a Supreme Court advocate. The pictures I want to show are of what happened in, this visuals came from Madhya Pradesh, Ali Rajpur. Isko zara full frame dikhaiye, please. Show the pictures full frame. In this picture, there is an SUV. What we are seeing is rich people are killing professionals, poor people, and even police. Rich people are buying these expensive cars, they are giving it to their children, or they are driving it themselves, they are getting drunk, they are going for parties, and they are killing people. In this car, this SUV, which is being driven by the son of the Congress MLA Sena Patil, hits 2 policemen and then runs away from the crime scene. The SUV does not have a number plate, right? The constables narrowly escape, the driver flees the scene. One constable is in hospital, right? And the accused is on the run. So I'm not exaggerating anything, Jay. All over India, rich people are killing poor people.
You'll allow me.
This is a rich killing poor situation. Yes, please, Jay.
Yes, but
why are the
please
rich killing the poor and the middle class?
Yeah, thank you, but please allow me to just make a few points. I, for a moment, would not disagree with you that the punishment given is not enough, but please allow me to make a few points. The question is not about rich and poor. The law applies squarely across the board, whether you are rich or whether you are poor. And the unfortunate truth in our country is, one moment, the unfortunate truth in our country is this, that the law as it stands today, under the Juvenile Justice Act, Section 2, subsection 33, it clearly says that if the IPC provision has to be minimum of 7 years. Now, in this case, the section that they have, the enhanced provision, criminal provision that they have applied to this minor is under section 304 part 2, even if we take it as section 304 and not 304A, which was the milder provision that was applied earlier. In that case, it is up to 10 years. So there is no minimum band provided. Now, the Honorable Supreme Court has laid down in a judgment in 2020. My friend Ishkaran is on the other side. He's a brilliant criminal lawyer and he will not disagree with me. that in Shilpa Shetty's judgment in 2020, a similar issue came up. The Honorable Supreme Court said that the Juvenile Justice Board was not wrong in treating the person as a juvenile simply for this reason, on this ground, that the minimum prescribed punishment here is not 7 years. It is up to 10. And there cannot be a mini trial.
Jay, let me argue on this.
Justice Board. One moment. So this person, just a moment. So as unfortunate as this offense is, and that this child has committed this, seemingly, allegedly has committed this crime, maybe he was drunk.
No,
the fact is that
what is maybe it is proven?
Cannot go beyond what the law prescribes.
No, one minute.
So
one minute. First of all, I hold my opinion.
I can't pronounce.
Jay, 1 minute. Let me give the contrary view.
Judgment.
Let me give the contrary view. Let me give the contrary view.
Please.
Let me give the contrary view, and I will get PK Jain also, who besides being former additional DGP,
I
is
hope
also
you
a lawyer.
appreciate what I have said on the law.
No, I'll tell you, I do not appreciate what you've said on the law, because what you're saying is wrong, and I'll explain why. You see, the Juvenile Justice Board has rejected the Pune police's plea to try the accused as an adult, despite knowing that it is a heinous crime and there is evidence tampering, right?
It is not a heinous.
1 minute. Now it is said to me tonight. Now this is where it gets interesting. सुरेश जी, आप देखिए, इस पे आपको भी बुलाना चाहता हूं मैं. Heinous translates in Hindi as what? What would it equally translate as?
Ghinona, you can say.
Ghinona, अच्छा. तो सुरेश जी, डिफेंस के जो लॉयर है, जो अमीर अक्यूज्ड है, सुपर रिच अक्यूज्ड है, उनके लॉयर प्रशांत पाटिल कहते हैं कि 2 लोग मर गए तो क्या हुआ, अल्कोहल पी के गाड़ी चलाई तो क्या हुआ, 160 की स्पीड पे चलाई तो क्या हुआ, भागने की कोशिश की वो क्या हुआ, 2 होनहार प्रोफेशनल्स मर गए तो क्या हुआ, मगर ये कोई घिनौना अपराध नहीं है. इट इज नॉट ए हीनस क्राइम. एंड आई एम आस्किंग यू टुनाइट, व्यूअर्स, रिमेंबर, दिस इन्वॉल्व्स यू. 2 people die. A rich, super rich brat kills 2 people, and it will be told it is not a heinous crime. सुरेश जी, आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगे? ये जो आर्ग्यूमेंट दी जा रही है, would you like to say something?
मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ, पहले तो वकील साहब को अर्थ थोड़ा समझ में आना चाहिए. घिनौना मीन्स क्या होता है, जघन्य क्या होता है. घिनौना किसको बोला जा सकता है? जिसको देख के घृणा होती है. जघन्य, जिसको आत्मा दहल जाती है, उसको जघन्य बोला जाता है. मैं आपकी क्लिप जो क्लिप दिखा रहे हैं, एक्सीडेंट की क्लिप दिखा रहे हैं, वो क्लिप देखने की मेरी हिम्मत अब नहीं हो रही. इतना जघन्य है वो. मर गए तो क्या हुआ, खुद सोचें. यदि उनके घर के किसी का एक्सीडेंट हो जाए तो वो उनके ऊपर क्या बीतेगी, जरा सोच कर देखें. सोच कर भी देखेंगे तो उनकी आत्मा दहल जाएगी. क्या होता है किसी के घर का इतना लाडला, इतनी प्यारा सदस्य को खो जाना, जरा सोच के खुद देखें. फिर उस बात को जो आपने अभी मेरे को बताया, वो क्या हुआ, कुछ नहीं हुआ, मर गई तो क्या हुआ. सोच कर देखिए, जरा सोच कर देखिए कैसे आत्मा दहल जाती है.
और नहीं, मैंने आपसे शोक
कह देने से कुछ नहीं होता. जब जिसके ऊपर बीतती है वही जान सकता है.
कानूनी प्रावधान के बाहर बात नहीं हो सकती.
नहीं, कानून के बाहर बात जुवेनाइल जस्टिस बोर्ड का
सेक्शन 33 में ये राहुल इज आल्सो रिस्पोंडिंग.
ये हमारा कानून. Arnab ji, let me put forward a humble submission. First of all, it is not about technicality. And I offer my condolences and pranam to Suresh ji and to the memory of those people who lost their life. There might be technical points. Nobody is disagreeing. But what you said is a very right spirit. I'm a normal middle class person of India. I will feel afraid and I will feel agitated. God forbid something happened to somebody in my family. We will feel outraged. We will feel angry about the whole thing. And those people who are responsible for this are not getting enough punishment. Will wound my soul. Will hurt my soul. This is a reality that we should not forget. That's the reason why many times a larger point has to be set. A larger example has to be set. People who are rich, we respect them. But at the same point of time, there is a responsibility and social security cover that should be for the middle class and the poor people. And those people should not feel that justice is not done to them.
No, 1 minute.
I agree with the technical argument.
I can't hear either. Now, audio is being very poorly managed. I just want you to just give me a moment here. Viewers, what do I believe? I believe the middle class is treated very badly in this country. The poor are treated even worse in this country. The rich get away with most things, and the super rich get away with everything. Politicians who are rich can get away with murder and double murder and triple murder. And I am being told on the program tonight, PK Jain, that if a super rich brat kills two people after drinking alcohol in a Porsche car worth crores of rupees, and after that, if he tampers with his blood report, if he scripts a false narrative, if he gets his grandfather and his father to swap the driver and use political muscle to twist the system, after that he will get away. He will get away. This is the situation in India today. And let me tell you this. Let me tell you this, PK Jain, that if this person driving the super luxury Porsche car with a faulty registration under the influence of alcohol after partying all night with his friends in a bar had by chance been a poor person, he would have been in lockup for the rest of his life. PK Jain, please. Yes, sir.
No. Arnab, I've got 3-4 points for all the people who disagree with the or who agree with the narrative that he should be tried as a juvenile. First of all, it is the same Juvenile Justice Board which had to lick the dust when there was a protest, very heavy protest on your channel, when there was a very heavy protest by the public and by the media. And they had to cancel his bail, they had to take him into remand, and he had to spend 20 plus days in the facility. One. Second, now they've been sitting on this plea by the police that he should be tried as an adult for the last 14 months. And now the judgment has come. I don't know what has been going and transpiring in a case where the entire system was corrupted, the entire system was influenced right from the police to the doctors to the Juvenile Justice Board. So now finally after 14 months they've come out with this kind of an outrageous judgment. Third, yes, there's a provision of non-serious, serious and heinous offences under the Juvenile Justice Act. The punishment for rape, Arnab, is also up to 10 years. And it is more than 10 years, there are different categories. Now, if an accused who has committed rape can be tried as an adult, why not a person be tried as an adult in this case, in which he has knowing the consequences of his actions, driving under the influence of alcohol without having a driving license? Why should he be given the benefit of doubt by anybody, whether it is JJB or the police or anybody else? So whoever, my learned friend who's there on the show, I think we must give it a serious thought. The Juvenile Justice Board has a discretion. It is not laid down. It is laid down in the act that there should be a minimum punishment of 7 years. But the Juvenile Justice Board does have a discretion. If in a case of rape, a person can be tried as an adult, then in this case also, which is absolutely outrageous, outright, the accused was aware of his actions and the consequences of his actions. He must be tried as an adult. The judgment is absolutely faulty.
Even now, viewers, remember this case is important for you to speak. I'll tell you why. Viewers, whenever you watch my program, don't look at it as something that is happening very far away from you. I only pick up subjects that matter to you. You know, God forbid this can happen to any one of us. And then nobody in this world will come to help you if you support the super rich brat. Today, it has happened to the family of Suresh Kumar Costa and to his daughter. But nobody in this country, rich people are killing poor people everywhere. And this is my problem. In the BJP government, we thought things would change. You remember when the Congress was in power, the Nanda case happened. The Ansal case happened. We used to say things are very bad. Rich people are getting away by killing middle class people. But have things changed in this new central government? Where is the initiative? I call upon the Maharashtra government, the central government to wake up and realize that citizens are not going to remain quiet always. They are watching and people are getting very angry. The law is clear. Anant Kumar Asthana is a child rights and criminal lawyer. The law is clear. He must be tried as an adult. Section 15, it is permissible to conduct a preliminary assessment with regards to the mental and physical capacity of the child who is above the age of 16 years, so as to try him as an adult under Section 18 of the Act. Why did the court not ask for an assessment under Section 15? Section 18, because he's rich. Why can't an almost 18-year-old not be treated as an adult when he has killed 2 people in a super luxury car in the dead of the night in a completely intoxicated state without a license or registry after underage drinking? Because he's rich. And in this country, viewers, I know politicians will hate me. One thing which doesn't change, any government can change. Rich remain rich and poor remain poor. Super rich rule over the middle class. Lines are open tonight. Mr. Asthana, what's your choice? What's your stand?
Thank you, Arnab. Thank you. Thank you for reminding in the very beginning that the Republic is asking for accountability. I was very happy to hear that you from this channel is giving voice to a sentiment shared by many of us that we do demand accountability for any kind of injustice which is done to the victims or to the children. However, I will take this opportunity to say that the momentum which is being built against children and childhood, the momentum of anger, will lead us towards a situation where we will find a country like us, a great country like us, where we have successfully contained the juvenile delinquency. We don't want to be United States of America because the scale of juvenile delinquency is very high in United States of America because angry people demanded harsh punishments to the minors. Harsh punishments have demonstrated, and it is before us. My friend will allow me to complete, then I'll hand over to you, sir. May I, Mr. Jaskaran? Ishkaran Bhandari?
I'm not interrupting you. I just raised my hand to answer after you answer.
No, I thought you wanted to come in and make a point. I'll just conclude in a minute.
I was trying to catch Arnav's attention, which is difficult to catch.
I think that's a common struggle for all of us. But I will say and conclude this, that let us not make use of the tragedy of Mr. Suresh to build a case against Juvenile Justice Act. Juvenile Justice Act is a beneficial legislation. For every bad case, I can tell you a good case, right? There are cases where laws have not been utilized properly. Mostly poor people are treated differently. I agree with you, Arnab, that the rich have rather easy access into legal processes and poor often find themselves struggling. I'm very happy that you are articulating this. But I will urge you, Arnab, and you have been part of this discussion, that there is no gain in demolishing a brilliant law called Juvenile Justice Act, which allows the youth of the country to be put on a rehabilitative path. We don't want to be United States of America. Please don't lead us there. There is no virtue for us. High delinquency. We don't want to be a country infested with crime.
Mr. Asthana, I understand what you're saying. But tell me, someone tell me, and let me get Pula Rao on this. Is it not true that young, rich people, young and very rich people, driving very expensive cars, drinking a lot of alcohol, have been killing a lot of poor people on the streets of this country everywhere? Please understand, sir, you mentioned the US. Pula, I'm coming to you. Just like in America, there is an epidemic of shootings. In India, there is an epidemic of rich people killing poor people. I want justice for middle class people. I want justice for poor people. This is not the first or last rich super brat who is killing people. In the name of a juvenile, he'll get away. Many more deserving people, many more young professionals like Ashwini will get killed. Pula, what's your take? And calls are being opened right now. Pula. Can't hear you, Pula. Just. Yeah.
Sorry. I agree 100% with two things you said. 2015, the Juvenile Act was amended. Why did they do it? Deliberately vague phrases were put in. Why couldn't they include all these heinous crimes and be clear about it? They amended it. And mind you, 1850 was the first time the British introduced this Juvenile Act, which came from the Napoleonic Code, 1800. What prevented this government from bringing a better law? Please tell us. Forget partisan attitude. They didn't do it. Secondly, the country appreciates when you say poor people don't get justice. They don't. Rich people driving crores of rupees worth of cars, drinking expensive liquor, can afford expensive lawyers. Tell me that's not so. If you want justice, it's not the law alone. Who is practicing in the courts? Please tell us. There are two nice people, they're lawyers. What is the law? You can't afford it.
No, but where is
you
the
can't
Supreme
go there.
Court of India?
You can't go to the courts.
With great respect.
How are you going to
with
get
great
court?
respect.
You have pointed out.
I am so disappointed. I'm 1 minute, sir. I am so disappointed at now retired former Chief Justice Chandrachud. I kept shouting and screaming that the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of India should wake up. Where was Justice Chandrachud? With the greatest of respect to him and to all honorable judges of the Supreme Court, with the greatest of respect, where is the Supreme Court of India in cases like this?
Nowhere.
Where is the Supreme Court of India?
Nowhere.
Why is the Supreme Court of India not taking suo motu cognizance of this case? Every case in this country, the Supreme Court of India will wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to hear the case of a terrorist and his mercy petition. But it will not hear the cries of a father. Am I overstating the case? I have great respect for the Supreme Court. But am I not right in saying that the Supreme Court had time to take suo motu cognizance of the Calcutta High Court when it ordered a CBI probe into irregularities pertaining to admissions to medical colleges in West Bengal, but it has no time for the Pune Porsche case? Should the Supreme Court not know that poor people, middle class people are being killed everywhere in this country, that people don't give a damn about it? That the poor and middle class person does not have the stamina or the resources to fight for their dead child? Where is the Supreme Court when it needs to step in? Ishkaran, am I right on this?
Arnab, on this, I think the high courts are sufficient to deal with the law and order.
Whatever high court, Supreme Court, appellate courts, where are they?
The courts are already, I in fact think Supreme Court already hears way too many matters, more than it should hear. So I don't think so I can agree on this. Already it is hearing way too many matters. But the point here is, Arnab,
when confronted. When confronted with the most important question.
Why did the law change? We have to understand that.
No. I am saying do you have a doubt in your mind that this
understand this juvenile act in its entirety.
Sir, we saw one person. Can we see the picture of the guy without the shirt?
The reason for the change was so that people who are just shy of 18 do not...
Ishkaran, rich people and their kids have become a problem in this country. Am I right or wrong? Rahul?
Rich get better representation is a fact.
Yeah, and okay, so all these...
It's a fact that there is easy access to justice. I mean, we all know, I'm also an advocate, we all know that rich people has more access to justice. They have more money to buy lawyers. That's a truth that nobody should, hide their freedom. That's the reason why media, the fourth pillar comes into play. Media like Republic, media persons like Arnab Goswami can raise it. Obviously, the courts
other media will not raise it because they are corporate media.
But they will take note of this.
Corporate media will not raise this. Media owned by corporate houses will not raise this. There's conflict of interest. They will not raise it. Why will rich people raise questions about rich people?
Yes, we agree. This is a very good thing. But lawyers must understand that people expect justice from the courts. Courts are silent. And then you can't blame, what is the juvenile board or what is this? The Supreme Court
I am saying the Supreme Court...
They can definitely take a stance here.
So I'll show you one picture. No. Look at this picture. This fellow driving a luxury car without a shirt on, drunk, shouting, behaving like crazy. When he's caught, he drives a car like this. And when he's caught, he says, my father is from Raj Thakre's party. PK Jain, this is an epidemic today. And poor people are going to, they're getting very angry. Middle class, this fellow says, I'm from Raj Thakre's party, I can drive whatever I want, I can kill as many people, nothing happens.
Absolutely, Arnab. I think people like him must get the right end of the stick. Somehow, unfortunately, all these people get away with flouting the law by flouting their influence, their money, their political standing. And the poor people, it's only the poor people who get the wrong end of the stick. Unfortunately, that's a fact. You have been saying this thing for all through the show. There is a fact that the rich people, everybody on the panel is agree that they have resources, they can approach the politicians, they can approach the officers, and get a lenient deal, whereas the poor fellow does not have any resources, he does not have any incentive.
Abhi, I want to go to Suresh Kumar, Mr. Costa again. First of all, I'm opening the lines. सुरेश जी, आई फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल थैंक यू, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद कि आप इतने समय दे रहे हैं हमें जी। आपने बोला, इससे हमें थोड़ी सी हमें भी इसमें उम्मीद जागती है, क्योंकि जो मीडिया भी है ना सुरेश जी, वो मैंने आपको तब भी कहा था, मीडिया एक हफ्ते के लिए कवर करती है, भूल जाती है, हम नहीं भूलते। मैं ये जानना चाहता हूँ कि मैं
एक बात और वो जी हेलो
जी सुरेश जी,
हाँ, मैं वो माननीय वकील साहब जिन्होंने अभी बोला ये दो लोगों को चल दिया तो क्या हुआ, ये क्या, तो ये मैं उनसे ये पूछना चाहता हूँ, या वो मीडिया में ही जवाब दे दें कि वो क्या मैसेज देना चाह रहे हैं, जनता को क्या मैसेज देना चाह रहे हैं कि बड़े घर के जो बच्चे हैं, बिगड़े हुए हैं, वो जाएं रोड पे खुलेआम गाड़ी भगाएं और लोगों को चलते जाएं, क्योंकि 2 हो गए या 20 हो गए या 200 हो गए, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा है। क्योंकि मेरा बेटी का एक्सीडेंट जब से हुआ है, उसके बाद से पुणे और बॉम्बे के ही मैंने न्यूज चैनलों में कितने एक्सीडेंट देखे हैं। एक वो किसी विधायक का बेटा बॉम्बे में किसी महिला को 2 किलोमीटर तक घसीटते हुए लेके गया
जी।
मतलब कानून में ऐसे कुछ प्रावधान तो होना चाहिए, बदलाव होना चाहिए, जिसमें लोगों को कुछ सबक मिले। यानी कानून का किसी को डर ही नहीं है। गरीब को तो डर है, गरीब को तो डर है कि भैया धीरे चलाओ यार, कहीं किसी को कुछ लग गया तो अब भी 2-4 लाख रुपया तो देना पड़ेंगे या जेल जाना पड़ेगा। इनको तो कोई डर ही नहीं है,
कोई चिंता ही नहीं है।
वो मतलब कानून
कोई अकाउंटेबिलिटी नहीं है सुरेश जी, जो आप समझ रहे। जय जय, यू कैन स्पीक टू हिम। जय आनंद रहद्राय, बोलिए। आप
डिसीजन होना चाहिए कि मतलब कुछ जनता को सबक मिले।
हमारा दिल, ये बहुत दिल दहलाने वाली बात थी, ये जो दुर्घटना हुई, हमको बहुत इसके लिए बहुत बुरा लगता है।
ये दुर्घटना नहीं है, मर्डर है।
मैं आपसे केवल यही कहना चाह रहा हूँ कि जो कानून है वो यही कहता है, और जो अर्नब जी आज कर रहे हैं, जो ये मुद्दा उठा रहे हैं, मैं उनकी दाद देता हूँ, उनको कॉम्प्लीमेंट करता हूँ कि उन्होंने ये मुद्दा उठाया है। मैं मान रहा हूं ये बात कि कानून को बदलने की आवश्यकता है।
आप इधर कह रहे हैं, आप मुझे दाद देते हैं, आपको सहानुभूति है, मगर बुरा ना माने जय जी, अगर आपको ऐसे कोई बड़े क्लाइंट मिल जाए, बड़े अमीर वाले बच्चे, और आपको बड़ी फीस देके वो आपका लॉयर बना ले, तो आप मीडिया, आप जाके कोर्ट में कहेंगे कि अर्नब गोस्वामी मीडिया ट्रायल कर रहे हैं। यही और अगर मैं मीडिया ट्रायल नहीं करूं तो मेरा सवाल है, कौन उठाएगा ये सवाल? सरकार कुछ नहीं करती, नेता कुछ नहीं करते, ब्यूरोक्रेट कुछ नहीं करते, पुलिस कुछ नहीं करती। आखिरी उम्मीद रिपब्लिक मीडिया नेटवर्क है, बाकी मीडिया खरीदी हुई है, कॉर्पोरेट मीडिया है।
हमेशा इंपॉर्टेंट मुद्दे उठाते हैं, उसमें कोई दो राय नहीं है, लेकिन मैं कुछ और कह रहा हूं। आज हो सकता है हमारा मतभेद हो,
मतभेद नहीं है, मैं कह रहा हूं डेली भारत के अलग अलग शहरों में।
आप भी मेरी बात मानेंगे अर्नब जी कि जो कानून है वो वीक क्यों ना हो, लेकिन वो कानून तो वैसे ही अप्लाई
नहीं, वैसे नहीं। आपने कानून को रिच लोगों के लिए बनाया हुआ है, उसको ऐसे इंटरप्रेट किया है। अशोक नहीं, ये कानून एक तरफा हो गया है। कानून ने द कोर्ट सेड, एक मिनट, द कोर्ट सेड वी आर नॉट स्वेड बाय द अप्रोर क्रिएटेड। I want to ask the Honorable High Court, जब 300 वर्ड ऐसे लेके सॉरी और लोगों को नहीं मारेंगे, जुवेनाइल जस्टिस बोर्ड ने जब बात कही, तो ये अप्रोर यानी कि हाहाकार, ये जायज है कि नहीं है? कि हाहाकार नाजायज है?
ये लॉ बदलना पड़ेगा, ये गलत है।
2 लोगों को मार के आप 300 वर्ड की ऐसे लिख के सॉरी बोल दीजिए, मार दिया।
वो बिल्कुल
किसी मध्यम वर्ग के परिवार के बच्चों को मार दिया, सॉरी सर, फिर नहीं करेंगे।
और अप्रोर हुआ तो चेंज भी हुआ ना जजमेंट, वो अप्रोर हुआ तो चेंज भी हुआ
जी।
ये पार्शियलिटी बंद करनी पड़ेगी। अशोक फ्रॉम चेन्नई, अशोक, व्हाट डू यू थिंक?
गुड इवनिंग Arnab.
Good evening, Ashok.
How long are we planning to debate this, Arnab? Any number of cases have been reported. Many cases are sleeping in the courts. Any number of cases are pending for accident claim victims.
Correct.
Nobody is getting justice. I think there is no point saying that justice delayed is justice denied. Just say justice denied.
Running over people. Show the other visuals. Absolutely, I agree with you. Ashok, see the other visuals. This case,
look at the brazen way people are doing this crime and getting away with anything.
Every day, everywhere in the country, rich people are killing middle class people and poor people every day.
Arnab, I must also add that if I have the facility to, let us say, deploy advocates like the likes of Mr. Mahesh Jethmalani or Mr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi, I could, in broad daylight, murder somebody in Nariman Point and get away with it because the laws are only for the rich and not for the poor and the middle class.
This is terrible. Thank you so much. Mahesh is calling from Pune. Mahesh Kumar. Hi, Mahesh. You're from Pune.
Hi, Arnab. It's pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, Mahesh. Same here.
Yeah, and it's kudos to you for raising this issue because otherwise it would have been dead.
Completely cancelled.
Now I wanted to say three things. First thing, we are highly disappointed with BJP. I had been throughout a BJP voter, and we are highly disappointed seeing this kind of a treatment. The law is taking it.
Yeah.
They are not taking care of it. Secondly, we are losing a faith on justice system because it has become a keep of a rich and the politicians. There is nothing else for a common person. And third thing, I just want to pray that something like this happens to the judge and the lawyer who are representing these rich people.
Maheshji, never. We must never speak ill or wish ill. I know your anger, but let's not cross that line. I thank you for calling me. Rohit is calling from Pune. Rohit.
Hey, hi Arnab, good evening.
Hi Rohit.
Hi, so I wasn't expecting this topic. मैं almost every day ब्रह्मा कॉर्प के एक बहुत बड़े होटल के सामने से ट्रैवल करता हूँ ऑफिस के लिए, and then I cross the point where this accident had happened. अभी आपको तो पता है ये तो एक कैच हुआ इसलिए, लेकिन ऑलमोस्ट एवरी अदर डे ये सिमिलर चीजें होते रहती है जहाँ पे प्रोबेबली कोई मरता नहीं है बट डैमेज होता है, कोई जख्मी होता है. वो तो टीवी पे भी नहीं आता, पेपर में भी नहीं आता.
ये चीजें दबाई जाती हैं.
And I thought we had even forgotten this.
No, as long as Republic is there, I won't forget this, Rohit.
तो मैं तो बोलूंगा जिस दिन उसने ये एक्सीडेंट करके पहली बार फटके खाए रोड पे, आई थिंक दैट वाज द ओनली जस्टिस दैट हैपेंड. लेटर वो एकदम फर्स्ट क्लास एसी में था.
तो इसमें ऐसा करते हैं रोहित, लेट अस रेज पब्लिक आउटक्राई. मैं रिपब्लिक मीडिया नेटवर्क के सभी चैनल्स और रिपब्लिक डिजिटल पे इस पे आई विल मेक इट अ बिग इशू. आई वांट टू थैंक सुरेश जी. सुरेश जी, आपने बहुत हिम्मत दिखाई, हमारे प्रोग्राम में आए हैं, और मैं आपको आश्वासन देता हूं कि इस मुद्दे को हम छोड़ने वाले नहीं हैं. जब मीडिया से बात निकल जाती है सब लोग भूल जाते हैं, और नेता तो सभी एक ही है. हम लड़ेंगे इसके लिए, विल फाइट.
जी, मैं अंत में यही बोलना चाहता हूं कि न्यायपालिका को और जितने भी संबंधित इस केस से हैं, तो वो ऐसा कुछ उदाहरण पेश करें कि वैसे भी कानून व्यवस्था के ऊपर इस देश की, मतलब इस भारत देश की जनता जो है ना, विश्वास खोती जा रही है. तो ऐसा कुछ डिसीजन लाएं या फास्ट ट्रैक पर इसको केस को चलाकर ऐसा कुछ उदाहरण पेश करें
जी,
कि जिससे लोग सबक भी सीखें और एक उदाहरण बन सके कि हाँ, इस देश में भी कानून नाम की कोई चीज
जी
आम साधारण इंसान के लिए बची हुई है.
जी अश्विनी जी, we need law and not hollow sympathy for the family. I thank you all very much. Ladies and gentlemen, on the other side tonight, the Supreme Court sends a notice to the Yogi Adityanath government over the cover nameplate row. There's complete division on this subject. Huge and hot debate coming up.
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
Powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, masscom, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
Sarah, this is your space, slay it your way.
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार. MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे. केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार. विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल. ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े. क्या निराला MDH मसाला.
we'll see another big smile coming out of the Dragon spacecraft in a moment.
And we've got our pilot, Shubhanshu Shukla, as our second crew member exiting the spacecraft. And some big smiles, as you said.
सब अच्छे से हो गया सब ईश्वर साथ में है ईश्वर नहीं उसको वहाँ पहुँचाया था उसी की दुआओं से उसी के सब पहुँचाया था उसी ने सब सुरक्षित लैंड कराया सब कुछ वही है
नहीं ये उसकी सफल लैंडिंग के लिए हम ईश्वर को धन्यवाद करते हैं और देशवासियों का समस्त देशवासियों का और माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी और सभी गणमान्य सदस्यों का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करते हैं उनको तहे दिल से जो है हम आभार प्रकट करते हैं कि उन्होंने हमारे बच्चे को आशीर्वाद दिया उनकी दुआओं से उनके आशीर्वाद से बच्चे का ये मिशन सफल हुआ और सकुशल मतलब पृथ्वी पर आ गया और यही हमारी इच्छा थी कि मतलब बच्चा सकुशल हमारा जो है जब पृथ्वी पर वापस है।
राजनाथ सिंह जी से भी बात हुई
हाँ उन्होंने बच्चे को आशीर्वाद दिया और हमें बधाई दी कि बच्चे ने कि मतलब जो है तो आपके बच्चे ने जो है कमाल कर दिया बच्चा जो है आपका जो है मिशन सफलतापूर्वक हुआ।
This is Republic Jack Olivall Studio. Stay tuned for all the breaking news and updates. I'm Akanksha Khajuria. Let's get started.
Powered by Century Ply Club Prime. रहो बेफिक्र।
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ डूबेगा नहीं जलेगा भी नहीं कोई खा नहीं जाएगा धोखा नहीं देगा ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा सेफ रहेगा सिक्योर्ड मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम रहो बेफिक्र
Where the software engineer meets the cool UI UX designer meets the gifted content writer to create the big dream. The world comes together at Sharda University. So where are you?
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Ladies and gentlemen, across the highways of India, something sacred is unfolding. Lakhs of Kawariyas are walking with soaked clothes, cracked heels, and the sound of Har Har Mahadev echoing through the air. They are not tourists, they are not protesters, they are pilgrims. They don't demand headlines, they don't ask for luxury, they only ask for dignity. And yet this week, glass was scattered on their route in Delhi to target them. An FIR had to be filed after some people scattered shards of glass on a kilometer-long stretch. In Muzaffarnagar,